What's good, chat? We live. Welcome to another episode of the Press Box. It is officially Divisional weekend, fellas. Happy Hump Day. I hope you boys are doing good. But despite all the pleasantries, let's get right into it, fellas. Let's not waste no time. Let's set a tone with a team that we didn't get to talk about yesterday, so we're going to talk about them today. The Pittsburgh Steelers, fellas. Now that the Steelers, we all know they need to find somebody at the quarterback position, but I'm also going to add the caveat that there has been some rumblings about the future of Mike Tomlin with this organization. So with that being said, fellas, I definitely want y'all to know, and we'll start off with Trent, and we'll just go down the line. We'll finish with random, then random, you'll bring us into our next topic. Trent, what are your thoughts about the Steelers in terms of their quarterback situation? Who do you think they should go after to fill the role at that position? And what do you think Mike Tomlin should do moving forward? Should he remain with Pittsburgh, or should he look to be one of these top-notch coaches looking for a new place to go? Because if he enters the hiring carousel, like Random said before, this will probably be the most star-studded coaching carousel we've ever seen in the game at this point. Take it away, Trent.
So I'll probably say for the quarterback situation, I mean, to me personally, they have to take a quarterback. Now, me personally, I don't think Michael Penix is a day one guy, but the Steelers are a type of team to where you got to reach on the quarterback. So if you're able to get Michael Penix late first round, go get him, because I think we all seen it. We all realize Kenny Pickett, Basuda, garbage. He's bad. There's no way you got Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, you got Najee Harris, and that offense is still the way it is. But to answer Mike Tomlin, bro, I think he should stay. Because I know, of course, Gerald, me and you would kind of give him some slack, like mid-season, about how like they always been mediocre, this and that. But I kind of think it's a testament, though, that they still be making playoffs with these mediocre teams.
Right.
And I think
facts. I agree.
And me personally, they're a quarterback away just to be like competing for, because they're already just in the playoffs or just have a solid record every year. If they really get a guy that can build around for that offense, because you got pieces, you got the 1-2 tandem of Jalen Warren and Najee Harris is pretty solid. We already know who Deontay Johnson is. We know who George Pickens is. Pat Fryermuth is a solid ass tight end. So you get a quarterback, and we already know the Steelers defense usually at the time pretty damn good. So you get a quarterback, you're gonna make some noise. So I think Thomas should stay, and you gotta reach on a quarterback, or you just gotta take a quarterback in general. No matter who it is, me personally, it's got to be one. I think anything can almost be better than Kenny Pickett in this draft class. I'm not going.
No, I love that. And Trent, actually, before we swing it to Lonnie, I think me and you also had to come up here and apologize to Matt Tomlin for even questioning what was going on because of the fact that he was winning, despite him not having really any competent quarterback. So I think we had to look back and be like, yeah, Mike Tomlin, we're going to give you credit, because that situation is terrible, and you figuring it out just strictly through your ability to coach the game. So shout out to Mike Tomlin. Lonnie, you take it away, brother. What do they need to do in Pittsburgh?
Well, I think that because the team has like the talent, like they have the receivers, they have a good running game. Their defense is so solid with TJ Watt and them. So I say like maybe get Russ off of free agency, and if they still want a quarterback, they can get maybe JJ in the second round or something like that, so he can sit for a year or two. Like you sign Russ for a 2-3 year deal. But do I think Tomlin should stay? No, but that's more for him, because I feel like the Steelers situation over the years has been toxic. They don't appreciate him. We see how like the egos in the locker room begin in the way. George Pickens with the whole, I didn't want to be in a Tank Dell situation. Tank Dell is 5'8", 150 soaking wet. George Pickens is like 6'3", 200 plus. You tell me you can't block for, and then when you know that there was a divide when Warren said, I would block for him though. So the fan base is toxic. They don't appreciate what he's doing with the West, because I'm sorry, like in terms of that, the AFC, the AFC East or whatever, he probably has the least talent.
AFC North.
Right.
Well, AFC North.
AFC North, AFC North. You're good.
He probably has the least talented roster, but he's still making nothing out of something every year. So I feel like he should maybe go to a better situation. Hey, Atlanta would love him. I don't think he would get along with Jerry Jones, but maybe the Eagles. I think Eagles or Atlanta or Falcons. I think that would probably be the best destination for him moving forward. But yeah, he deserves better. But yeah,
I like
Russ get quarterback in like the second round or something like that, and Yeah, I think that's the answer.
Bama, you want to go? Or you want to let the boys handle it? Then we swing it back at the end.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna let them boys go, get their takes off.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead, early. It's you.
I'll bet. So, listen, man. First and foremost, hey Trent, I'm gonna give you my address so you can see my belt. Here's the thing, guys.
And you can send it to me after that early. Because you gonna be ready. You can send it to me all across Canada.
Come on, give the take. Give the take.
Right,
Go ahead, bro.
Here's the thing, okay? Now, we all know, first of all, they need some O-line help, too. That O-line is a little shaky. We got to be honest. That O-line
I agree with that. 100%.
O-line help for at least pass blocking. Run blocking, they got some dogs, but pass blocking is a little problem. But listen, man, it's one way. I think, like I said, I think they go get a quarterback in the draft and sit him. But listen, the answer to their problems is one man and one man only. They got to slide down to the family reunion and get my favorite cousin. Mr. Kirk could change things over there in Pittsburgh. We're talking about a wily vet who is looking to mentor. He's one of those good guys, man. He would help mentor the young buck while he's still throwing great passes. Rodale, I know you like my answer. Kirk Cousins is the solution. We're talking about a seasoned vet. Now, this is one of the first times he's ever got hurt. Kirk Cousins is known to spend millions of dollars on his body to keep him getting hurt. This is one of the rare times he got hurt, so I'll call it an anomaly. Kirk Cousins is the perfect quarterback for Pittsburgh. Very chill demeanor. He's used to playing in the cold. He was just in Minnesota. DC get cold too. We listen. We 18 degrees right now. You see the puff coat. We 18 degrees right now in DC. So I do believe that Kirk Cousins can help change a lot of things in Pittsburgh, but they can't do what they did with Big Ben. You can't just ride Kirk Cousins out. You got to get somebody underneath him to watch after Kirk. So when Kirk leaves in 3 or 4 years, you got a guy ready to go.
Can I ask him a quick question before Jalen goes real quick?
How quick? Gotta be quick. Gotta be quick. Early, don't rebuttal. Don't rebuttal him. Rebuttal him later. Go ahead.
Achilles, like how are they gonna be winning games? Because he's not gonna get back to like maybe week 6, 7, something like that. So like they're still gonna want results from Tomlin, and this is his last year. So like, how are they gonna win enough games to be competitive without Kirk?
You saying that how they're gonna survive them 6, 7 weeks without him?
Yeah, because this is Tomlin's last year in his contract. So
defense.
Yeah, I'm about to say basically we don't get some defense facts. Listen, I will say this: we all know they could easily 6 games with any one of us at quarterback. They find a way to be 3-3 by the time Kirk get there. So
that's a fact.
They'll find a way. They'll win a game 7-3 and be good with it. And walk out of there happy. Go ahead, Jalen.
All right.
Hey man, Mike Tomlin, for all you basketball fans, he is the Eric Spoelstra of the NFL. No matter what you give him, he's going to get the job done somehow, some way. He doesn't need the best quarterback in the world. He doesn't need the best weapons. He gets the best out of his players no matter what. That's a gift and a curse, though. That's a gift and a curse. Because one of the things that happens when you're consistently kind of making the playoffs with mediocre teams and not finishing, 2-14, 3-15, things of that nature, 2-3 win seasons, you're not really going to get a high draft pick. So they're never really in a position to draft kind of quote unquote a quarterback with generational talent, in the top 5, top 10 pick, because they're never going to pick in those rounds, right? So when it comes to quarterback, they do have to kind of rely on the free agency kind of sector. And I actually don't mind what Early said with Kirk Cousins. I actually think until he gets back healthy, they can kind of hold the ship down, be 500. And once he gets back, I think he's a missing piece. You put a quarterback on this team. Look, we mentioned the weapons they already had. Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson on defense. They still got TJ Watt. This is Super Bowl contender. You give this team a quarterback, it's a Super Bowl contender. Mike Tomlin will find a way. But for Mike Tomlin, if he wants to leave, I'll tell you this right now. Mike Tomlin, if he was on the Cowboys, they win that game. They go into the Super Bowl, they win that game. They do not lose with Mike Tomlin as a coach. After they get down a couple touchdowns, he's bringing the team together, telling them to step up. They're not losing that game. They're winning that game with Mike Tomlin. So Mike Tomlin wants to make a move to a better situation. He wants to go to the Cowboys. If he wants to deal with Jerry Jones, I think he'll make it work because he's Mike Tomlin. He could get the job done. So one, they go get some quarterback, whether it's Kirk Cousins, whether it's Russell Wilson or kind of an experienced quarterback. I'm cool with that. Maybe draft a guy, put him on the bench for a couple years like a Jordan Love, try to develop him like that. Or he can go to the Cowboys and take him to the chip. Because with that roster and the Cowboys, with Mike Tomlin, they're winning a chip. No doubt about it.
I like it. Go ahead. Rodale. I do agree. I think he's a way better coach than McCarthy. So I'll give him that for sure. Go ahead.
The better Mike for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The Steelers Bills game was definitely the game that I was least interested in. But all things considered, the Steelers, even though they had no business being in the playoffs, they didn't play as terribly as the Cowboys and the Browns. So they actually, even though the Bills did what they were expected to do, the Steelers did all right. They did all right, all things considered. Mason Rudolph being the quarterback. What's coming up for the Steelers? From what I've seen, you guys hit a lot of things. This offseason is a very big question mark. What's going on with George Pickens, for example? He's been a diva the entire year. I don't know if he's going to want to stay on this team. He's going to try to get out. What's going on with Najee Harris? Like, what type of contract is Najee Harris going to get? Because he's not like a top 10 running back, arguably not a top 15 running back. So you see Jalen Warren doing what he's doing. What do you want? What type of contract do you want to get?
Bama, I know.
So,
Jesus Christ.
The Steelers got an interesting situation. Obviously, their two best players on defense in a few years are going to have to get paid, and Minka and TJ Watt as well. And the biggest thing with the Mike Tomlin conversation is that we've heard this statement constantly. Good is the enemy of great. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers have always been good. And the question has always been the quarterback. Hey, early, Kirk Cousins on this team. I see what you're saying. I like Kirk. I'm a Kirk guy. I personally want him to stay on the Vikings, but I don't know. That's how I feel right now. But ultimately, I personally think Mike Tomlin should go because no matter whatever quarterback you're going to bring on this team, more than likely, they won't be able to compete with these other AFC quarterbacks. Right now in the playoffs, we got CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Whoever comes on this team, do we expect them to compete with those guys? No. I think it's time to blow it up. And Mike Tomlin, honestly, go to the NFC because I don't know what's going on in the NFC. You have a better chance to actually do something over there. Some good teams were mentioned. Falcons, for example. Eagles, for example. Make some noise over there. I think the Steelers should blow it up at this point. Unless Kirk with a injury comes and just goes crazy like he did this year, I don't expect anything to really change. There's no quarterback they're going to bring in that's going to make an immediate change. So it's over for the Steelers, in my opinion. I think they need to blow it up for sure.
Random.
We all understand that Mike Tomlin is one of the better coaches in the NFL, but let's also be 100% honest about Mike Tomlin. He's been as great as he is. He's had some inexcusable losses in the playoffs. He's a grown man coach. He lets his players kind of do his thing. That's why he's able to handle an Antonio Brown when he was going crazy. That's why he's still able to get the best out of Antonio Brown, still able to get somewhat the best out of George Pickens. But he's also had really bad playoff losses. Blake Bortles in no universe should be able to walk into Pittsburgh with Big Ben, AB, and Le'Veon Bell and walk out with a victory in Pittsburgh. So those things happen. So I agree with Riddell. I think Tomlin should leave and go to the NFC. The grass is a little bit green over there. You don't have to go through. Just look at his division now.
Yeah,
Burrow's coming back. Lamar looked like he just hit the next level, and Deshaun. But whatever's going on, that Browns team's still nasty with that defense.
Facts.
So if anything, I think the place for all those established people to go may be Philadelphia. Howie Roseman is a monster as a GM. And watch Jalen Hurts flourish with that kind of leadership there. I think he would be fantastic in Philadelphia. So if he does stay close, Mike Tomlin's contract, it does end next year. And remember, the Pittsburgh Steelers do not fire coaches. All their contracts always run out. And Mike Tomlin is their third head coach ever. To give you guys early, your Panthers had 3 head coaches in the last 3 years. So I think in a weird way, since I think Pittsburgh will definitely miss him when he's gone. Let him go somewhere. If I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm trying to go to the Eagles. All right, he'll make some changes. Howie Roseman, I'll trust him doing whatever he does, and he can put in really good work there. But if he does stay, I don't think Kirk wants to leave Minnesota. So maybe try to see what you can get out of Russell Wilson, and then you draft somebody like a Michael Penix and sit, and then be 100% honest. I think Steelers fans should be. Have we really given? Because also, I don't know who the GM is for the Steelers. Have we ever heard? We just keep throwing arrows at Mike Tomlin. We never throw arrows at the GM for the Steelers because he's the one that fell to the fan pressure to draft Kenny Pickett when maybe it would have just been better drafting an impact player and waiting another year to get a better quarterback.
True.
So
Mason.
Yeah. So Mike, in a perfect world, I would like you to leave, go to Philly, and put in work there in a way better, less competition there, instead of staying in Pittsburgh because they're gonna miss you when you're gone.
I like it. Bama, I saw you made a face before I give my little take on it. I figure you want to talk about this more than anything else. The Najee Harris not being top 15.
I got a staff for
Bama.
The way you shook your head, it kind of felt like you got lost. So tell me what your thoughts on that.
Because him not being top 15 is crazy. But I just want to run down this with the Steelers, right? It is because that team is horrible, bro. And the way the way they use him is even worse, bro.
There's a lot of good running backs in the NFL right now.
I'll say this to you. Najee is overhated, but bro, we not in 2020 anymore. He's not top 10. He has no case for top 10. Like, if you want to say he's top 15,
Trent.
I'm not really.
That's why I said arguable.
Listen,
let Bama go, y'all. I want to hear what Bama. Bama, let's hear Bama's take, y'all. Go ahead, Bama.
Based off utilization, if he's in the Chargers, way different story. If he's somewhere where they need a running back, Carolina, way different story. It's so many different stories if he's in Dallas, way different story. Buffalo, way different story. The way they're going to use him, the way they'll allow him to be effective would be that of we can get back to seeing how Najee was at Alabama. Also, that's some of the things they need to fix. Garbage ass O-line. Quarterback, of course. But the thing is, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what y'all missing. So with Mike Tomlin, it's kind of his hands is behind his back because at the end of the day, the type of dude he is, he's not going to lose enough games to be a lottery pick because they got Big Ben, the 11th overall pick. When was the last time Pittsburgh even had a pick relatively that close to the top 10? It's always been later round. So there it is for us finding a quarterback. You're going to have to jump for people like Kenny Pickett. Possibly that was a fourth round quarterback. But it's like, bro, in the age of the media where the media is constantly throwing, get a quarterback. As a GM, it's like, oh, bro, I'm going to just try to get whatever quarterback I can find and whatever pick I have. So that's where you start getting guys like Kenny Pickett. And then to go back to what I was talking about yesterday, now you got the pressures of throwing guys like Kenny Pickett out there year one, day one. You really think he was a year one, day one quarterback? And the Green Bay Packers keep showing you what you do when you have a young quarterback. You sit him and let him learn the game. But y'all sit here, throw these quarterbacks out there year one and expect them to be Justin Herberts, Joe Burrows, all of these.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, CJ Stroud. Them is anomalies, guys. Like, it's not always going to happen when you just throw a quarterback out there day one. And as you even see, Justin Herbert is starting to slowly regress because he fully hasn't had that time to develop how he needs to develop, especially with garbage teams, bro. Like, you're gonna have to give some of these dudes time. That time that you're not gonna be able to have with somebody like a Mike Tomlin. So it's like he's not gonna be able to lose enough games to get you that. Caleb, bro, he's not gonna be able to get those type of quarterbacks. You can hang that up. So what he can get, now you got to start waiting for quarterbacks like Justin Fields or somebody of those magnitudes, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson's, that hit the market, bro, and possibly bank on them for year to year. Just where the Pittsburgh Steelers are right now. We can cancel them top 10 picks unless they trade with somebody. Because Mike Tomlin has showed you year in, year out, regardless of whatever team he have, he gonna figure out a way to get that team to the playoffs, and that's not gonna get you no top pick. So you got to figure out what you gonna do from there. Use either the market or you got to ship them out. But that'll be dumb. That'll be dumb to ship somebody out like Mike Tomlin. Like, regardless of whatever year you have, you know you're gonna make the playoffs. I believe in the puncher's chance. So making the playoffs is good for me because at the end of the day, it's any given Sunday from that point. I mean, if y'all want to say maybe we can tailor to set us up further down in the future, I give y'all that with the loss to Jacksonville, but Big Ben did throw two crucial interceptions like in that game, bro. You can't do the interceptions he threw, especially that one that down there in the red zone. You can't throw those. You could say like, oh, you could put that on Mike Tomlin, but that was Ben Roethlisberger. That was really Ben Roethlisberger, like throwing them to the wolves that game. So that was kind of nasty that you said that. But like I said, man, it's either you keep Mike Tomlin or go with somebody that you could be garbage enough to get a lottery quarterback. And if you get rid of Mike Tomlin next year, let his contract be up and let him go down there to 205 Tuscaloosa. We want you down there, baby. We'll accept your open arms, Mike T.
I love it. So
can I just say this real quick? With that logic, Alabama, so is Bryce Young a day one starter?
Based off that poverty franchise, he shouldn't even went to the Panthers. How y'all do him over there? That boy is playing. He is playing hospital ball out there. I feel so bad for that dude. For him to only be 5'10", 190 pounds, soaking wet, and for him to be behind the 8-ball athletic wise, for him to have to endure what he's enduring over there, with your best receiver being Adam Thielen. Whoever number 15 is shouldn't even be.
Who also had 1,100 yards this year.
Thank you, Bryce Young. You need to say thank you, Bryce Young, because as we saw, receivers based on who get you the football, and we know Adam Thielen not no Maserati Marv. So yeah, Maserati Marv. It don't matter who throw him the ball. Guys like Adam Thielen, you got to put the ball on the money for guys like that.
Lord knows Bryce Young need a Maserati.
Hey, shout out Andy Dalton.
So I just want to say, before we get to the Steelers, I'm actually one of those people who actually doesn't really agree. But I've said this before. I am a baptism by fire, more of a thinker. I think if I draft you in the top 10, top 15, the goal is for you to take this franchise over. And so for me, Bama, I don't think Bama's opinion on that is wrong, because obviously we've never seen a team transition so seamlessly between three quarterbacks in three different eras. That doesn't happen normally, and it does show that there is a success rate to that if you do it right, because they hit it on the nose 3 times in a row. So I want to give them a lot of credit there. But I also am a believer that I like trial by fire, because ultimately you got to get – I do think, like, when I look at an Anthony Richardson, I think Anthony Richardson next season, in the second year of his NFL career, he's going to be a lot more protective with his body. He's going to actually slide. He's not going to allow himself to take as many hits throughout a season, so he knows what to get through. And I think he doesn't have that feeling if he doesn't go through what he went through this year. I think Bryce Young, Bama, I know it was awful for what he went through this year, but I want you to know he's going to be a better football player next season because of what he went through this year. Very much because of it. First of all, he's going to understand. I don't think Bryce Young has ever lost that much in his entire life. You got to remember, this kid went to modern day high school, won a national championship with Alabama, Heisman Trophy winner. He knows what it takes to win. So him going through this might be a learning lesson. So that's why I say, like, the ugly year to me is the gift and the curse, because in year 2, I'm just looking to see improvement from the mistakes you made in year 1. I don't ever expect year 1 to be a beautiful thing, because I watched Mark Sanchez in a good situation go to an AFC championship because of the run game. Even he was out there making a lot of bonehead plays, but he had a team of vets and stuff around him. And that don't happen for every rookie. But I do think you learn, because I still feel like throughout that rookie year, he did learn a lot. He did get better as a player. So, I think
also,
I look at
Rob, I just got to say this, bro. I just feel like after watching CJ Stroud, if you drafting a young quarterback, bro, just keep the whole team young around him.
I agree with that too.
What Bryce Young is going through, he got a bunch of old heads around him that's used to the old ways of the loser Panthers. And until you get them do same thing what Justin Fields going through on that offense up there at the Bears. Once you get them old head losers from up out there and get some young guys who hungry around him, the sky's the limit, bro. As you can see that with them. Them dudes down there in Houston is young and hungry, bro. They young and hungry.
Yeah,
same
I
thing
agree.
with the Detroit Lions. They got younger and they got hungrier.
The Packers.
They didn't put old heads in there.
Look at the Packers.
Look at
youngest
the Packers.
team in football.
They got young and hungry. You got all of these old heads up in there that keep these.
With a top 5 quarterback.
I feel, bro. We succeeding how you want to succeed, bro. So they get in.
I'm almost there with you, almost,
bro. Get them up out of here, bro. Get them old heads.
No, I agree. I do think one thing about Houston is that they are developing a really good culture with CJ. We're gonna switch topics in a second, but I just want to comment on the Steelers situation. Personally, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm trying to go to Atlanta. I think Obviously, they have the weapons.
They're welcome.
I think the culture, obviously, as a black man in Atlanta, I think the culture, the fan base will 100% embrace him. I think he'll be great for the embodiment of the city. I do think they're gonna go get a quarterback. I think regardless if they get Russell Wilson, get Justin Fields, or draft a guy, I think the Falcons with a Mike Tomlin will make it work.
Mike changed his whole swag.
What about DC though? Let me ask y'all, early J-Rob, what about DC?
Well, I was just about to say, so the other team I was going to say could be DC, but I think that might be Eric Bieniemy's. But actually, the one that I love the most, too, because of the distance, you get to stay in Pennsylvania, was Randall's mention of Philadelphia. If you want to get Sirianni out and move another culture changer level, so especially, I know we got etiquette, but especially after that soft shit y'all put out there this season defensively, that soft, not willing to tackle, lack of effort, Mike Tomlin would be the perfect transition if the Eagles were to do that. I don't think that's actually happening. I think Sirianni will be back, but I do see that. And then the last thing I want to say is the quarterback situation. I think the plan should be go get Russell Wilson or figure out a way to move up the draft as far as possible, because at the end of the day, the quarterback position has to be figured out. But unfortunately, early, we got to move on to our next topic because we also have Superchats.
One more thing.
I can't really do you like that because Random raised his hand too, and I didn't call on him, so it would be unfair. So I got to move on, bro. So let's get to this next topic, Random. You could kick us off. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What level of confidence do you have in the Buccaneers getting out of the NFC? And is Baker Mayfield the Baker's man? Is he
the Baker's
man? Yes. Is he the future for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at quarterback? Random, you could set the tone.
Out of all the teams left in the NFC playoffs, I think the Bucs have the best chance to stop the 49ers from making it to the Super Bowl. They have a tremendous run defense. I legitimately believe that it's a very good team, and they showed they're a hell of a lot more because a lot of people, once Brady retired, people wrote that team off, and I get it. At one point, they were 4-7, but they finished off the season strong. Like G Baby said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Pause.
Shout out to G Baby.
But when you looked at how they played against the Eagles, the offensive coordinator was in his bag, and they showed you how good that team actually is. Lonnie said Rashad White's a good player. If Mike Evans would decided to catch a few more passes, that would have been at the same level of the Packers beating the Cowboys, something like that. And the one thing I want to mention, especially about Baker, is the maturity. You can definitely see it in his game, right? Oh snap! You can definitely see it in his game, how he prepares, how he plays. Is he perfect? No, he's not. And right now, he's the immediate future because they're in the same kind of spot the Steelers are, where they're too good to get a good draft pick, but they're not good enough to be like a real contender. But I think this is just the way the year is shaken out. I'm telling you, and I know I've been saying this even before earlier was on Press Box. This Bucs team, especially if they start off well, this Bucs team is very good. They have leaders in the right places, and they're leaders who know what it feels like to lift a Lombardi trophy. They lost Mike Edwards, who I believe is on the Chiefs now, and Sean Murphy Bunting is on the Titans. But Shaq Barrett's still there. Vita Vea's still there. Twiston Wirfs turned out to be one of the best tackles. He's been an all-pro since he was a rookie, and now he's a left tackle guarding Baker's blind side. I just legitimately think they can walk into Detroit and stop what Detroit does well, and you could see them in the Super Bowl depending on how things shake out.
I'm going to be real. Like I said with the Lions, bro. Like, shout out to Baker. He doing his thing, but it's just like, I just can't. I'm going to have to see it to believe. There's no way and it's possible that the Bucs or the Lions or the Packers stopping the 49ers. Now, if the Cowboys were in the Eagles were in this, yeah. But like, bro, to me personally, this is a huge cakewalk for the 49ers. Now, you said the Bucs might have the best chance. They might. But me personally, that best chance is very, very small. Like that 49ers team.
They just have the personnel trend. They have the personnel.
Like the 49ers team is really just full of the Avengers. The team defense crazy. The wide receiver's crazy. The offense crazy. And then all Brock Purdy got to do is play good. They're going to win easily. Like, they're going to win. Like, easily. He don't even have to play crazy. They're going to win. Compared to, because the matchup, because we all know teams are all about matchups. I just think all these teams that match with the 49ers is a very, very bad matchup for
I agree.
The 49ers. And
The
then
Bucs are just the best matchup in my opinion.
J-Rob, I think the second part of this question was talking about Baker Mayfield. Is he the future for the Bucs?
Yeah.
He's the immediate future. Oh, I should answer that question
personally,
about that.
I'm gonna push back on it because I kind of see this Baker season like a Geno Smith's X season from last season. So I'm gonna have to wait out and see, because Geno this year wasn't that really great. And if we're being honest, it's the best year of Baker Mayfield's career, because if we keep it honest with you, he's a bust. So I kind of got to see more for him to.
He might be fighting the allegations.
He's fighting the allegations, but like to me say for him to be the future, maybe give it one more year. I got another year. What's the year to see it though?
For me,
go ahead, Riddell.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna be short. I only got really two things to say. Baker Mayfield proved two things to me, to be honest. He proved me wrong, and I can honestly say I've been wrong about something right now. With Baker Mayfield, I wasn't sold highly on him in the beginning of the season. I thought he was going to be arguably the worst quarterback in his division. I didn't expect a great season, and he proved me wrong. To be fair, what he did with Odell Beckham Jr., my favorite wide receiver in the NFL, was nasty. And
was disgusting.
I'm still upset. I'm still upset, but he played excellent. The way he was composed in the pocket, the way he was able to make plays even with his legs, the throws he was making, his chemistry with Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield played extremely well this year, and I'm going to give him credit for that. The second thing he proved to me is that Jameis Winston is terrible. I'm going to be honest. Because this Buccaneers team, like we knew this Buccaneers team was really good when Tom Brady joined the team and they won the Super Bowl stacked roster. Now what this is telling me is if the Buccaneers had a talent on par with Baker, they would have been competitive in a lot of these NFC years. This Bucs roster is really good. Random talked about a lot of components. Another one is obviously Antoine Winfield for making the All-Pro team. They got a lot of talent on both the defensive end, offensive end. I am surprised on how well Rachaad White played. I wasn't expecting much out of him, but we knew we were expecting from people their duo wide receivers, one of the best duos in the NFL, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So shout out the Buccaneers. I still expect the 49ers to do what they got to do, to be honest, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due.
Okay. I like it. Go ahead, Jalen.
Yeah, I think I'm agree with Random here in the sense that I think the Bucs do match up the best against the 49ers and probably have the best shot at beating the 49ers. In terms of just a matchup thing, again, I think they have an amazing run defense, able to get pressure on the quarterback, which is the one I think kind of thing that we've seen Brock Purdy struggle with this year is when teams are able to get pressure, and when you're able to stop that running game with Christian McCaffrey or make him struggle, you have to put the ball in his hands and force him in throws in these tight spots, he can struggle. So I think that's what the Bucs can do to him. So in terms of that matchup, I think that they definitely can beat them. And I fully expect them to beat the Lions. I actually think that game would be close to a blowout. We'll get to that later. But in terms of Baker Mayfield being the future, I think what Baker is, again, you mentioned the Geno Smith thing. To me, Baker, as of right now, he kind of reminds me of the Ryan Fitzpatrick. A good quarterback who's kind of a very good backup quarterback, but a quarterback who will get in there, can, have a good run of games. He's had a great season, but we've also seen the bad of Baker Mayfield. So I want to give him another season here. And if he can replicate this, that's when I'd probably really want to give him that big boy contract, but they might be forced to give him that big boy contract. If he wins the second playoff game, they might be forced to give him a 5-6 year deal at $150 million. Whatever the case. We know how quarterbacks work. Yeah, we know how the quarterback value works in the league. So in terms of he's the guy in the future, I would give it one more season to kind of maybe prove it to us that he can be and really invest in the long term. But if he wins this playoff game, I think they'll be forced to give the deal and make him their future, because other teams are going to be on him too. Other teams are going to be ready to give him that
facts.
Contract, so they're going to have to do that.
Early.
Bottom left. I think Baker's I'm the Baker's man. I like Baker, man. I think Baker got something that you can't teach, and that's moxie and heart. So Baker's competitive, so he'll always show up and try to do his best. Even when he has a bad game, Baker is he's cut from a different cloth, man. I just don't know if his ability is always there. If you look at the landscape, I think listen, this is the year that even if you get a quarterback in the third round, grab somebody just to hold on to for later sake. So I do think Baker will get a contract, if not from them, from somebody. I'm proud of, what he's done this year. But let's be clear, fellas. Ain't nobody beating the 49ers. You might as well put in the Ravens and 49ers in the Super Bowl and lock it in, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody beating the 49ers. Not the Lions, but ain't nobody left beating the 49ers but Lamar Jackson if they make it, okay? So we can talk about the Bucs run game and the Bucs stop, defense, but they will get their ass spanked versus 49ers. I just need you to understand that. And Brock Purdy will go to the Super Bowl. Just take it in, fellas. He might lose it, but just take it in. Just deal with it. He'll get to the Super Bowl with that team. And in his second year, you know what I'm saying, he might win it. Just deal with that. It's okay. But the Bucs are one of the best teams left in the NFC that can challenge, them, but they'll lose, you know what I'm saying? But they'll get there. I got the Bucs getting there. Bucs versus the Niners, man.
Lonnie, go ahead, brother.
So, yeah, the Bucs, I don't think they'll win, but they do have the best chance. And like what no one mentioned is that you guys talked about the run defense, but Vita Veas might be like the most underrated D lineman in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does to the run, to disrupt the run, is like I think I said before early in the year, like when we were talking about like, oh, should they trade some of their pieces? I was like, you could probably get the you can trade Mike Evans, but you can probably get a haul for Vita Vea because him on a contender is a game changer. So yeah, I could see like a situation where if Brock Purdy's not playing good, they're trying to go through McCaffrey, and Veda's all over the run game. They also have Winfield. They got a good defense. Now Baker, I wouldn't sign him to like a long-term deal, maybe like a 2-3 year deal. You get a quarterback in like the second or third round. I don't want to keep on saying JJ McCarthy, but that's like just a projected second round pick. But someone young that can be under Baker, because I do think like this might be like his Geno season. It might be a one-hit wonder, but yeah, I don't think they're going to win. But they do, like, I guess on roster versus roster, they do have like the best matchup. But they're still gonna get stomped. In my opinion,
I like it. Go ahead, Trent. Did you go already?
No, I already went already.
Okay. Bama, what's your thoughts?
Shouts out to Baker Mayfield being one of 5 black quarterbacks.
Yo, I saw that post too, bro.
Bull, man. Like, who knows?
He definitely about to cook out.
Facts for sure. That though.
Baker might be on the ribs.
Honestly, bro, what y'all said about Jameis, that's kind of nasty because it's different coaching. Way different coaching and culture. That's so nasty.
I knew he wasn't letting the Jameis thing slide. I knew he wasn't, bro. I knew he wasn't.
I wish Dr. Umar we could just summon him in the chat. Because how y'all tear black quarterbacks down to build some of these mid-tier quarterbacks up.
I thought Baker was black, bro. What?
Whatever. But be fair, Bama, we not tearing Jameis Winston down. He just sucks.
He just literally, like, you gotta keep it. This one thing, Bama, I get it. Bama, just think about this, Bama. Look, we know we all root for the brothers. We know that. But at some point, bro, you just gotta keep it a bean, bro. He's doodle. You just gotta keep it a bean.
Come on, bro.
I don't know if he's terrible. Jameis, I don't know if Winston's terrible. Terrible is a strong word.
Yeah.
No, he's not terrible.
It was times he looked better than Derek Carr.
I mean, sure. They're a game 100%. Sure, I'll give you that 100%.
It was times so you can't just sit there and be like, oh, he just terrible. Like, bro, what?
First of all, it's only 2 black quarterbers I don't claim: Jameis Winston and Bryce Young. Both of them. They ain't part of my I don't know them. I don't know them 2 brothers. I don't know them 2 brothers. I don't know them like
Lamar hate.
Yo, that's hilarious.
But
funny, bro.
Shouts out to Baker Mayfield, bro. I mean, I guess when we had Coach Hugh Jackson on, I mean, I guess it was true. When you force that dude to play outside the realms of what he was used to, and you throw all of them tight ends out there when them dudes used to that spread and pretty much wide open, they digress because it's just something they're not used to. Now, as you can see down there in Baltimore, they run similar to that vertical offense what Lincoln Riley used to run over there in Oklahoma. So now he kind of feel more at home. He could be that gunslinger he always was. Because you already knew Baker always had an arm. He always had that little edge to him, just all the way back to his days in college. So it was good for him to be in a situation where he could succeed. I mean, that NFC South had no expectations. too.
Right.
So I mean, I feel like, bro, that was also a good thing for him, just being able to go somewhere with no expectations. I don't think they. I mean, I'm not really buying what Baker. I'm sorry, bro. I can't buy what he. I'm happy for him. I ain't no hater. Shouts out to him. You bought yourself another 4 or 5 years in the NFL.
Most definitely.
But you got to figure out how to either leverage yourself and set yourself up to get somebody that can sit in the later round or whatever they got to do. Baker Mayfield is not going to be the answer going forward. I'll probably say they need to find a younger dude. Like I said, shouts out to him. He got that team to the playoffs. He beat the Eagles. That's more so on the Eagles.
Who ain't beat them lately?
That's more of an Eagles problem than anything. Than him succeeding, that's more of an Eagles problem. But I mean, yeah, bro. I don't know. Shouts out to one of the 5.
Bama, if Baker gets to the NFC Championship and it's a close game, like it's like a 24-27 type of game, and they lose to the 49ers, you still got a little faith in them still? No?
I mean, I guess, bro. Like, he was a former. So this is what I will say, because I don't want to be too nasty.
He makes the Super Bowl. Pay that man.
He's a former
Nick
first
Foles
overall draft pick, so it's really hard for me to be like, don't take no stock in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you kind of got it. If he make it to the NFC Championship, just based off of who he once was when he got drafted, yeah, early, you got to kind of entertain it. It's like,
I got a question for you, Bama.
talk to me.
Devilish.
Who would you rather have going forward? And these are your only 2 options on your football team.
If you say Baker Mayfield or 2, I'm going Baker Mayfield.
Okay, thank you for answering my question. Yes, that was the question. Baker Mayfield going forward or 2?
You going Baker over 2?
Baker over 2.
Because if you look at this just in a general
has
sense, because I'm not nasty like y'all. I just don't.
He was hooping against the Eagles. I ain't gonna lie, he was hooping the other night.
I don't think Tua just can't play, because
he was going crazy.
Tua and Bryce is 2 QBs I watched literally them boys from high school all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
So the athlete Tua
no wonder you wear glasses. That's a bad watch.
The athlete Tua was before he broke his ankle, sprained his MCL, broke his hip. He was a way grander athlete than the athlete we see today, post new to brain concussion, all of that stuff. Like, you gotta factor all of this stuff into it, bro. Like, an ankle, a knee, and a hip, that's all at Alabama. He got all of those injuries before he left Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets to the NFL and literally has one of the nastier. If it wasn't for DeMar Hamlin, Tua literally would have had the most catastrophic injury in the NFL that past season if it wasn't for DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Coming back to life.
That was crazy.
Pretty much had a similar situation. Like, so.
Yeah, I just want you to know your screen might have froze. We can still hear you. Oh, you good.
Yeah, just based off of them injuries, that's the angle I'm taking, because Tua still is better. Like, for his talent wise, he still is better. But just off them injuries, bro, I can't rock with him no more.
Who you think
probably should have retired last year? I hate to say.
You like his little brother? You like his little brother?
Tua's better than his little brother, but his little brother got like I said, bro.
His little brother with Tua.
I don't think y'all boys understand. Blowing that hip out
his little brother
bad,
athletic.
Bro.
I'm watching all brother games.
No, I agree. I think
blowing that hip is bad, bro.
Yeah. I think ultimately, I love what the Buccaneers have done so far. I truly do think that, them beating the Eagles, they deserved it. I like the way Baker Mayfield, and I think early set it on the nose. Grit, moxie. He got a lot of heart. Like, he's a leader. Like, he's a guy that
get behind guys like him.
Yeah, you'll go to war with him no matter what. And I do think he has the arm talent and the enough tangibles on the right team to really compete for a championship. I honestly do.
He needs the receivers.
Yeah, the receivers have to matter.
I think you have look good.
Yeah, I think you need to put him in a spread offense. Yeah, I think you need to put him in a spread offense, because I do think he can still scramble and make those on a run. I do think he has enough arm talent to do certain things. But I will also agree with Trent. I do need to see another season of this level of football, because if he's playing like this for the remainder of his career, remember, for only in year 6. If to year 10, 12, this is the same level of Baker, then he'll have beat any allegations or bust type of concepts. And I'll definitely think he'll have an opportunity to, cement him having a legitimate legacy. So if I'm the Buccaneers, I think I'm building around this momentum. If you're going to build around North, and I'm not, this is no shade to everybody's favorite cousin, but if you're willing to take a shot on Kirk Cousins and build a team with him as your leader, I think Baker has some very much comparable qualities, and I think you can find success in him as well. Now let's get into Riddell. You could lead this next question because, and I want to say I apologize for us not talking about this team yesterday, but the Kansas City Chiefs rolled past the Dolphins. Defense looked great. Are you convinced that this team could still go to the championship? Because I think because of the question marks with the offense, I think a lot of people kind of fell off the train this year, thinking that this will be a dud year for the Chiefs. What do you think the ceiling of this Chiefs team is as of right now after watching them perform in the playoffs?
Hey, I understand. I understand the doubts. I understand that there are certain things that we didn't like. I've even come on this platform cooking the receivers. Tony's not playing anymore because he's garbage. Sky Moore, I've been saying he's not a wide receiver. He doesn't really get burned anymore. MVS, the coaching, the GM, a lot of criticism. But one thing you don't do, one thing you never do is doubt that man, Patrick Mahomes. All right? You do not doubt that man, Patrick Mahomes. And, hey, it's the playoffs. We know what we're expecting. Patrick Mahomes to do what he got to do, and we saw it. He did what he had to do. So from that game, I also want to shout out. We knew the defense was great, but shout out, all-pro Trent McDuffie. Shout out L'Jarius Sneed doing what he's doing. Put Tyreek Hill on the ground. Shout out that defense putting in work. Hey, the defense keeping up playing like that is going to look very nasty for the Bills. I'm just saying. All the all-pro top 5 receivers so far. So I'm just saying, Stephon Diggs, let's see what we got. So with that said, the Chiefs have some interesting things they can play with. Isaiah Pacheco is a legit running back. We can all agree with that. He had a pretty good game last game. Clyde can get some carries. He's not so much of a liability where I don't want him in the game, so he can come in some yards here and there, play some tough football, play through that run game, which probably we expected, and take shots when needed. Rashee Rice, hey man, clap it up for Rashee Rice. We wanted him to be better than Juju, and so far, I can finally say he's playing better than Juju. So Rashee Rice, what he's doing, he had a great game against the Dolphins, which has a pretty good secondary, all things considered, and it was super cold. Even Travis Kelce was dropping the ball. So Rashee Rice, if he keeps on playing like this, he can be a huge weapon, especially if Travis Kelce's on a little bit of a decline. And I just need some of the receiver, the deep threats, to know how to run a vertical route and to know how to catch the ball and to know how to track the ball. So McCole Hardman and MVS kind of figure that out. But ultimately, the Chiefs have a chance. For sure, the Chiefs have a chance. And especially if they don't turn over the ball, hey, man, it's looking very bright. So I'm expecting the Chiefs to go play the Bills, who also been very streaky. Let's be honest, have been a streaky team as well, have some injuries as well. I'm expecting them to beat the Bills. And then I'm expecting to play the Ravens. That game should be interesting, but the Chiefs got a good defense. Ravens got a good defense. What's going to come down to is that man 1-5, and I trust that man 1-5. I even trust that man 1-5 to beat the 49ers again. So, yeah, I think they can win the Super Bowl. I think they go to the Super Bowl. And I'm high on the Chiefs.
I like it. All right. Ski! Let's get it.
So, I don't believe in the Chiefs. I'm sorry.
He said the Dolphins are going to win, by the way.
No, Patrick Mahomes, he's him. Who knows? He might end up being like the second greatest quarterback of all time because, Tom Brady will always be number one. But, no, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like the receivers are just – we've seen it all year. We've seen it all year. Like, I know you're praying, Riddell, that Tony isn't in the game this weekend.
Oh, for sure.
I know you're praying. Sky Moore, like you even said, he's not a receiver. Their best receiver is a rookie who has the most drops on their team. And we know that Josh Allen like he in his head, he needs to win this game. Like if he loses to Pat Mahomes again in the playoffs, that's gonna like break his spirit. Him and Diggs already need like marriage counseling and all that. So just imagine what happens to them if they lose. If they lose this game, there's no way that Diggs stays in Buffalo. I already think he's leaving Buffalo, but if they lose this game, Diggs doesn't even get on the plane with them. He's like Trevon's like picking him up, and they go into Dallas or wherever the hell else they want to go.
They drive down to Atlantic City that night, straight from Buffalo.
I feel like the Bills, like they need this game. I feel like they've been getting stomped on or like treated badly. But I don't know. I feel like they need this more than like the Chiefs want this. So I feel like it's a must win for the Bills just for their mentality. Because also, if they lose this game, their coach is going to be on the hot seat next year. Because it's like you can't get it done against this one team consistently to get to the bowl when we have the talent to get to the bowl.
They're going to do
maybe
Dwayne
they need
Casey
to find someone
on
that
his
can. Maybe Mike Tomlin. Who knows? But yeah, so I feel like the Bills need this game more than the Chiefs want this game. And the talent, I feel like with the Bills, they clear. So I feel like it's not gonna. I feel like it might get bad. I think I'm predicting 30-17 or something like that.
Okay. So you saying the Chiefs is blowing the Bills out?
No, the Bills.
The Bills are blowing the Chiefs out. Okay. Go ahead, Trent. A 30-17 blowout will be insane.
That would be crazy. To piggyback,
it would be crazy.
Even though
we're not gonna see Riddell next week.
Even though, of course, I rarely doubt Patrick Mahomes. I don't think, but I'm not gonna lie. I think this is the Bills' game to win. You at the crib, the crazy get back game, and we always talk about Josh Allen, like his turnovers. When we get to the playoffs, if you really look at it, Josh Allen as a playoff performer is pretty damn good. Amazing. So I think that Bills' offense can play really well. You know, they actually run the ball now since they got rid of Ken Dorsey. Shout out Joe Brady, LSU, feel me? So they're gonna run that ball. Of course, they're gonna pass a lot, but I ain't gonna lie, Riddell. I think this is the game where like them Chiefs receivers start to sell. I like Rashid Rice. Rashid Rice is a dog always.
Yeah, he'll be good. Yeah, he'll be good.
I think the main other parts though, because them crucial drops happen in the playoffs, and that shit blow you. That shit really can blow a team a lot. So I would say I'm gonna go with the Bills 28-24. I think it's gonna be a close ass game. I don't think it's gonna be like if it's a 30-17, I'll be very surprised. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills 28-24. I think this is the game Josh Allen gets back, and I think we see Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen in the conference championship.
I definitely got to give Josh Allen some love. He do got some pretty nice playoff numbers. I'm not gonna go and say he has a bunch of really good playoff games, but if you looked at his playoff numbers, you will have to give him a lot of credit and the wins too. Who do I want to go? Let's hear from Jalen. Let's go.
So earlier this year, I made a statement that Joe Burrow was better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you were bugging.
And sometimes in life, even the most intelligent, handsome, articulate of us make mistakes. And a mistake was
W accountability. There we go.
W accountability. A mistake.
Handsome though.
All right. I know earlier talk about no handsome, but back to it.
I'm beautiful.
Come on.
I'm beautiful.
Let me get back to it. Yeah. So look, Patrick Mahomes, what he did. Let's give a quick shout out to the defensive coordinator Spagnuolo for the Chiefs. Amazing game plan against the Dolphins. Really got out there. The players. Nick Bolton was everywhere on the field too. You mentioned McDuff. That defense, they look like the real deal, 100%. But what Mahomes is able to do with Travis Kelce dropping passes, Rashid Rice is the number one option. What he's able to do is just incredible. He figures out a way. It didn't look pretty. Sometimes it wasn't the prettiest, but he got it done. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you just have a guy, we talk the biggest game changer in the league. I'm picking these guys for Super Bowl. Until I see this man lose, I'm just not picking against him.
So you Patriots in him, pretty much.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that. I could never be mad at that logic. I mean, the last 5 6 years, we have to give the resume its due. So
yeah. I saw the Dolphins get some pressure on him. He was still figuring it out. He understood where to go, when to find Rice, when to find Kelce, when to run the ball. You know, shout out Isaiah Pacheco doing his thing. Until he loses, I'm not picking against his team. And again, I think Spagnuolo's going to have a plan for Josh Allen. The way he's going to have a game plan. I want to see what it is, see the first couple of plays, see how they deal with it. He's going to have a game plan. But give me the Kansas City Chiefs, probably 27-21.
I like it.
Great
Go
take,
ahead,
Jalen. Come
go
on.
ahead, early. Then
No, let
Random.
Random go. Go ahead, Random.
Go ahead, Random.
All right. You know, Trent and Lonnie said it. If the Bills don't beat them now, they ain't never gonna beat them. Like when I'm telling you, this is gonna be Patrick Mahomes' first away playoff game. It's gonna be the loudest game he's ever been to in his life, ever played. And I'm telling you, I think it's just the fact that the key thing, especially when this game starts, is how the Chiefs start. I know Riddell will glaze Rashee Rice, but he refuses to mention that Rashee Rice also led the Chiefs in drops this season. So if it starts off badly,
so did Puka Nacua.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
hold on. But okay,
Hey, I'm just trying to give him some love.
Puka also put up 1,500 yards and 100.
Yeah, but Puka,
let's relax.
If Puka was on that, if Puka was on the Chiefs, nobody would be fretting right now.
Listen. All I'm saying is Puka had a lot of drops too, and we still know he's
Puka
a
also
really
doesn't
good
wear
player.
gloves all the time.
All I'm trying to say is that he's still just a good player, regardless of the drops he shows. A lot of signs. These are rookies.
Fine.
Thank you, Jacob.
Fine.
There's one rookie broken
But
record.
you know what? The craziest part is you saw Riddell.
We
talking all that, but deep down in his heart, he low key scared. He's not gonna mention it. He low key scared. Think about this.
Standing up right now?
Yeah,
both of them.
They both standing up.
Yeah. So hold up. So right now,
Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua up here.
You want to know why? You want to know why I feel this way? Because if you was with me in that Discord watching that Rams-Lions game, I never heard Riddell cuss like he did watching that game. He was mad, and that first Rashee Rice drop, I'm not gonna say it, but we all know how Riddell gonna act, and he gonna act sitting there acting like everybody cheating. He tried to say the Rams was trying to hurt he was trying to say the Lions were trying to hurt the Rams, and people just playing football. This game gonna be ugly. I'm thinking a Josh Allen carry job. I'm talking 17-10, running over linebackers. Everything Josh Allen gonna put it all on the table. Because like I said, if the Bills can't beat them now at home, it's even colder than it was in Kansas City. It's probably going to be like the crowd's gonna be there. Hell, people from all over the country. Goodell's probably gonna be there that game. Like it's the marquee game, and the Bills just have it. And I'm telling you, as quickly as they can rattle that offense, I understand that Chiefs defense is nice, but as quickly as they can rattle that offense and we're gonna watch Mahomes get mad, and everybody gonna get crazy. And I still do not trust the Andy Reid to stick to that running game. I still don't, because once things go bad, we've seen it time and time before. Andy Reid just starts passing the ball. He just starts it because that's the only way he thinks he can win. And we've seen that because I don't know if y'all saying that. That Raiders game was like 3 weeks ago. We ain't never seen the Chiefs look that bad.
Don't make me mention the Giants.
And I'm telling you.
All right. I hear you. Okay, Bama, look, I'm going to go because I want to hear you, and then I know we got them super chats, so you'll just lead us into the super chats, and then once we're done, I'll go to the next topic. Early, you ain't go yet?
Nah.
You lie. Okay. Early, then I'll go, and then obviously Bama knows the rest. My bad, early. My bad.
Okay, first and foremost, get this out of the way. Rice is a jag, just a guy. No faith in him whatsoever.
He's a rookie. Let him rock.
Yeah. So it's Tank Dell and Puka. Anyway, so I think that first and foremost, if you got any loose change, any loose money that's not accounted for, you put it all on the Bills and that -3 spread. They finna beat the dog, you know what, out of the Chiefs. This is the year. This is the year. Josh Allen.
Put some respect on Mahomes' name.
Listen, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be real with you guys.
I said it.
Ever since they won that game, and Mahomes, instead of shaking that man's hand and saying "good game," he told that man that was a bad call. I've been through with Mahomes for the rest of the year. I'm be honest with you, and I can't wait for them to get what's whipped, and Josh Allen to finally make it to the NFC Championship game. Well, he been there before, but at least he'll get there and get past Mahomes. This is his Peyton Manning, Tom Brady year when Peyton finally got over the hump. And I think they're undefeated with Taylor Swift. This will be the first loss. And Brett Veach.
Oh, Taylor Swift was there when the Raiders whipped the Chiefs at home. Taylor Swift was there too.
So this will be their second loss. And Brett Veach, you need to look in the mirror and sing Taylor Swift. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me because you should have got him a receiver and you shouldn't have just depended on Patrick Mahomes and get it done with a 34, 35-year-old Travis Kelce. You the problem, Brett Veach. You should have got that man some help. So when they get spanked by the Bills, it's going to be an ugly game, y'all. It's going to be, I promise it's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be, I'm saying at least 10 points. At least a 10-point win. At least a 10-point win.
We're not going to see Riddell next week if that happens.
It's a cakewalk. I got Josh Allen throwing for 300+ yards, 3 touchdowns passing, 2 on the ground. I got James Cook going for no less than 75 yards. I got Stephon Diggs getting strapped. I'm not gonna lie. I got Stephon getting strapped. But this will be a Kincaid masterclass.
You must not know.
Can I go? Because Bama, you could clean it up and we get to our next topic.
Nah, Sneed nice, man.
All I got to say to that take is LMFAO with all caps with mad O's, because I tell you, there is 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, it's Josh Allen turnovers, baby. And I'm going to tell you right now, the confidence that y'all are putting on this Bills team, and this is what I'll be saying about y'all, and I love Josh Allen. I always say he be doing
I just like him at home.
Mahomes is proven to take a carry job to the moon. He's already solidified. Mahomes has nothing to prove. Nothing
for him.
He has nothing. Mahomes has nothing to prove. You made some of the things you said. I think you're just mad about the comment he made at the game. Because I don't even think the way I feel that this, first of all, I think you and Lonnie are criminally underrating the level of defense the Kansas City Chiefs have played this football season.
Mm-hmm.
You said Josh Allen is going to go there and put up a 30 ball. Y'all saying that Josh Allen's going to go up there and account for 300, 400 total amounts of offense from a rushing and passing perspective. Now, I'm not saying he is not capable of doing that, but he's not had this season where he has been out here dominating every game. He's had some very, very ugly wins, as he should. Franchise quarterbacks find ways to win. They're not all going to be pretty. But on the other side of him is the person and the team that has psychologically been in the back of their minds for the last 3 seasons. And if you think the Bills are just going to go up there and roll past this Chiefs team with Patrick Mahomes out there, I think you are kidding yourself.
I think it's the playoff of blowouts.
Yeah,
I
don't think it's all Josh.
All I'm going to say is the pressure is not on Mahomes and the Chiefs. All of it is on Josh Allen and the Bills. And I want y'all to know right now, L'Jarius Sneed and McDuffie are the best 2 pair of corners that them Bills play. And if I were to say what is the edge on the perimeter, those DBs are better than those wide receivers. I'll tell you right now, because that's the God honest truth. That group of DBs is better than the Buffalo Bills group of wide receivers as 2 groups as a whole. The biggest name is Diggs, but as a group, I want you to know there's a lot of notable names that L'Jarius Sneed has held to 35 yards and under this year, and he didn't get any All-Pro consideration. So I just want you to know, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs. If you want to talk about a spread, that 3.5, put it all on Chiefs. Put it all on the Chiefs. So with that being said, I think you are overly estimating the Bills. But I'm gonna say, we'll wait for the predictions when we get to the divisional. Bama, take it away.
Damn, Buffalo.
Chiefs have to go to Buffalo. I don't care if they have to go to Saturn. Mm-hmm. Again, like what J-Rob said, it is all on Josh Allen. And people like Trent and a lot of them other young people is the reason they did this. Y'all was so quick to anoint him off that one playoff game where he battled with Patrick Mahomes. He got all of these MVP conversations that he really shouldn't be in until he proved himself. Because if it wasn't until Brian Dable came and Stephon Diggs, he was on his way busting up out the league. Don't forget that. I didn't forget.
I ain't forget. You don't want to do this. You don't want to go this way.
He was about to bust up out the league until he had that. Until he had that one. Until he had that one. He had that 1 4,500-yard season. backed it up in that playoff game where he had that shootout with Patrick Mahomes and it boiled down to a coin toss. And then we started anointing him as a top 3 quarterback in this league. I remember it vividly how it happened.
The thing, you're so, like
He
you're
had
so
it because it was a build up. It was a
about
build up to it. Before he got Stephon Diggs, he got Dable. He had like the 3,800 yard season. He had 20 touchdowns, and I think he fixed the picks. It was no top 3 hype. That following season, he followed it up with the 4,700 yards, the 30+ touchdowns, the low digit interceptions. And then he had that phenomenal playoff game with Patrick Mahomes, and that's when we started knowing him as the top 3 quarterback in the league. But me and Dub, I know for a fact. And then J-Rob started to really mess with it. We were like, bro, he not playing nobody. And then if you really look at him down the stretch, bro, he misses gimmies, like not even like needle thread and passes, bro. He misses gimmies, bro. So again, this all boils down to Josh Allen, where y'all have anointed him too. He has to go in. He has to show that he could actually beat Mahomes because he left all of his fans crying about, oh, the coin toss is bad. That's unfair. But the same coin toss Joe Burrow beat Patrick Mahomes with. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to keep it going. We into these super chats. Like I said, Josh Allen, you better pull this off. I don't care if Gabe Davis is not number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You got Stephon Diggs, so you better figure out how to do it. You got rid of the offensive coordinator. He's running the ball now. So you got to get it done. Super chats. Omar Hansen with the $2. Kenny was a first round, not 4th, so you're not wrong. That was when we was talking about Kenny Pickett. I believe he got his claim to fame off that fake slide, which is OD, bro.
It was nice.
I guess
they shut it down immediately though. They said no.
As they should. That's as they should.
It was a legal move. He manipulated where football has unfortunately developed to. Those kids in college really be scared of missing because if you would have got a penalty in that bowl game, you would have had to sit out the first game of the next season. So if I'm a kid in college, I don't want to. I'm scared too, especially how they handed out these suspensions for hitting these dudes. World Peace with the $10. Do y'all still have prime Deshaun Watson over CJ Stroud?
No,
it's tough to say.
Year though.
Prime Deshaun Watson, yeah.
Prime Deshaun Watson. We
only 1 year. Deshaun Watson's crazy.
Listen, I hear that.
Watson is crazy, but
that might have been one real season. Now his best year was that. I'm gonna chill.
I'm about to say, what a prime
Deshaun as a rookie. Remember when he went toe to toe with the Legion of Boom?
I remember that Chiefs game.
Yeah, true.
Problem Deshaun Watson do?
I just say give CJ Stroud more time. He's doing good. I'm happy for the brother. He's doing well. I can see the hunger in his eyes. I can see he wants it. Just continue to give him more time, bro, because we don't want to build him up too high and then y'all go put him in the water where he's going to get overhated. So that's why I tell y'all boys, chill out on CJ Stroud because we finally got a black QB that that's likable, that can really do it, bro. But just relax on the over hyping him, bro. How they do other quarterbacks. So allow that young brother to develop into the king that I know he can be.
And his
Football
daddy
CF Candy with the $2. Will the NFC North be the best division in football next year?
Heck no. AFC North or
AFC
NFC West?
AFC North, they have not. Yeah,
AFC North or like random. Riddell said NFC West.
Yeah.
Yo, Zero, can I say something before we go to the next topic?
No question about the Bears quarterback.
Yo, Zero, I'm not gonna lie, like real shit though. You be like the most disingenuous person when it comes to Josh Allen, and it's dead ass sad. Like you be so disingenuous when it comes to Josh Allen. I don't know why. Like I don't know why. Like,
Who?
I don't know why, but you dead, dude.
Me?
You're mad.
No,
Bama.
I mean, I meant to say J-Rob. I meant Bama. You're so disingenuous when you come to Josh Allen. You talking about we're anointing him, bro? This is his 4th year in a row having 4 total touchdowns. He deserved it. He earned to be in those combos. It's not we just put him in these combos just cause.
He also
no.
Like how y'all did Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
I'm Real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna stay out of it. Before you go.
I'm gonna stay out of it. Y'all be saying this about Josh Allen and then say nothing about Joe Burrow. Y'all be saying all this other stuff about Josh Allen, but not like that's to my one playoff game. Everybody had to claim the fame. Joe Burrow coming back from Patrick Mahomes laying the egg. That was a huge claim to fame while the Bengals made the Super Bowl. So let's not do that, bro. Because we talking about as playoff performance, Josh Allen wipes Joe Burrow. And it's not close. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not.
Wait, wipes?
Wipes. It's not close. It wipes.
You check his stats. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, you're looking at the. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You low key
Twice.
looking at the totality of the stats though.
I'm not
I
looking
give you
at-
the Chiefs.
I'm dead
I give you the
ass
Chiefs
serious.
game. I give you the Chiefs game. I clearly will give you what happened last week. But I also remember Patriots. I also remember the last playoff run though. They beat the Dolphins. That was disgusting. That was
Yeah, that was
probably one of
bad.
his
Yeah,
worst.
that was
disgusting. That was disgusting. I
Mhm.
think obviously his first trip to the playoffs, I'm not gonna hold him to that standard. His first trip, it don't matter. I'm not gonna violate him for
Yeah,
that.
facts.
All I'm saying is Josh Allen has played some good games, and I'm not gonna do attacks on a lesser opponent just because it's still the playoffs. Teams come to play in the playoffs. But
Yeah.
I do think in some ways I could understand Bama's the word anoint. I think in some ways I get where he's coming from because we at one point were saying Josh Allen was the best quarterback in football. There was a conversation about him and Mahomes at one point because of the game they had against each other, going into the year. And I think that might be where I could understand where he's coming from because the Bills as a team have still very much have had a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? It's still been first, second round. It hasn't been like they have been, they're almost kind of doing what, and I hate to use this team, but kind of like the 49ers in a sense. Like they have a ceiling, even though 49ers is a bigger example because they've gone to Super Bowls. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like they haven't done anything yet. And that's why I always say, like, sometimes really at the top, we got to just leave Pat there and let these other guys that are in his, who are chasing him to get to Mount Everest first. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
because I get where Bama coming from too. I see both sides. I see both sides.
When I mean like the anoint to the top, I'm not talking about just because me. I think Patrick Mahomes in the tier of his own. I'm talking about like the top two combos, the top three. I think he got that because he earned it. Like,
me too.
From 2020 to now, you can't not tell me that Josh Allen didn't anoint himself as a top.
So based off of y'all logic, though, based off of your logic, why don't Jalen Hurts be in these same conversations then?
What you mean? We talking about 1 year of Jalen Hurts compared to Josh Allen's 4.
More so
Jalen
one
Hurts
game, to be honest.
Wait, time out.
So
and Jalen, and we're not gonna act like
year one. Hold on.
We're not gonna act like before the Eagles.
So year one, Josh Allen. Let me ask my question.
So
year one, Josh Allen. Year one and year two, Josh Allen. You really rocking that for us? Is building a resume? Those 2 years.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So wait, year one and year two, Jalen Hurts, you rocking that for a resume?
Huh?
You rocking that for a resume? Year one and year two, Jalen Hurts?
Year one, Jalen Hurts was bad. Year two, he turned it completely around. Year two,
he was okay at best. He was nothing crazy.
I will say this: year one, Josh. Hold on. But year one, Josh Allen. Year one, Josh Allen was just as was worse than year one, Jalen.
I think it's an irrelevant point to bring up year one and year two, Josh Allen, when you're trying to bring up Jalen Hurts, where year one and year two, Jalen Hurts was none either. So it's a moot point.
The only reason why it's not a moot point, Trent, because he literally got anointed off of one season, a playoff game with Patrick Mahomes.
So let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this.
Based off of that metric, Jalen Hurts having the same perfect game against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Why can't I anoint him?
Jalen Hurts not getting these combos? Did he not?
No, he didn't. Not top five.
Why?
Not top five. Not top three.
Stop. You're lying.
I will admit, I personally said after the Super Bowl, how do you not put him in the top five at that point, especially off the performance?
J-Rob, that was us, gang. That was us. When did somebody literally have a straight face and be like, you could argue Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes? It was people with straight faces.
No one said that.
It was people with straight faces doing that for Josh Allen.
I think Josh Allen is on a different level than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Josh Allen's at a different level, 100%. I think it's a different tier.
I think Josh. I'll put like this, man. I'll put like this. Maybe we can agree or disagree. I think Josh Allen is closer to Patrick Mahomes than Jalen Hurts is. That's point blank simple to me.
I mean that's fine. If you're staying in proximity. If you're staying in proximity to Mahomes, if you're staying in proximity to Mahomes, then I get that.
And I love right there too.
I disagree.
How can you disagree? This is why I be saying you're so disingenuous with Josh
because
Allen.
The reason,
if you want to talk about body of work, Josh Allen's body of work is way better than Jalen Hurts.
But I will say this too. I do think in some ways, and
it's better than Lamar Jackson. To be honest,
no, it's not. No, it's not. And you're being. If we're talking about this season, are we talking about the season or totality?
Totality.
No,
Lamar
I
is
think about totality.
The only thing. I'll only give you the playoffs. I won't give you regular season. Now, if we're gonna say, my only thing that I do want to piggyback off what Bama was saying as a whole, and I think is what comes to Josh Allen, is I think even Trent, you said it too, because of how many touchdowns he had this year. He also was very high turnover prone this season. Probably one of his worst turnover prone seasons in his career. And, you know, I think I said this last week on the show. Y'all accept that in his wins. Y'all accept that in his wins and whisper about it in his losses. And I do feel like that has been one of his problems as a football player, is his decision-making or the risk-taking that he has as a football player. Because in some ways, he becomes a three-point specialist. And I think a lot of the times where his turnovers happen is because of the risks I think he takes. And that comes from a natural God-given belief in his arm. I'll give it to him, you know. That boy definitely believes in that rocket he got on his right shoulder, as he should. He has one of the strongest arms in the entire league.
So just real quick, other than Lamar Jackson MVP season, we're not saying Josh Allen has a better career than him so far? Other than his MVP season?
This season he was better too, Lamar.
The last 3 years, we talking about 35 and 10 type numbers that Josh Allen put up. Lamar got one MVP season that went crazy, and this might be another MVP season. He has 2
MVP seasons. So if you have 2 MVP,
but he ain't got this one yet. So let's hold on.
We're comparing.
But we know he's getting the MVP.
If you win,
Josh Allen's had a better career, y'all.
No, he's not.
Lamar missed 3 or 4 games a season. Y'all,
come
on, y'all.
You're being dis. He only missed. He's only all right. Now you want to talk about disingenuous?
He's.
If you want to talk about being disingenuous,
he's being
the same person who go and say somebody stat watching this, that, and talk about being disingenuous. That's disingenuous.
Lamar played 12 games last year. He played 12 games the year before. He played 15 games before that. The nigga misses games every season.
You win 2 MVP. This is why Bama, and this is why I gotta go hard for this. In 5 years, the man wins 2 Super Bowls. Last 4 seasons, he's gonna win 2 MVPs. And somebody saying the totality of their careers is comparable.
So far, y'all. If he gets an MVP this year and wins Super Bowl, then that's another voice. But as of right now,
let's go to their first seasons. Let's go to their first seasons as starters. Go to their first season as starters. Lamar came into a situation his first year, his rookie year in his career, to give that Ravens team a spark because of how bad Joe Flacco and company was. Say what you want about how it looked. Say what you want about how it looked and how they were having to perform with him as a rookie. He played well enough in his situation, the role that they had him in, to lead that team to the playoffs when they were desperate. Josh Allen in his rookie year in his career, it was abysmal. At the end of the day, they was doing him how you did Bryce Young. They were doing him how you do Bryce Young. Is he even going to be an NFL quarterback? Is he even going to be able to last in this league? And you know what happens? Like Bama talks about, somebody came in and helped him develop. They put a supporting cast around him. And I can give you, hold on. And I can give you,
Josh Allen has looked better. Let's be real. The nigga played 12 games for 2 years.
I don't know how in the last 4 years a guy is about to win 2 of the last 4 MVPs, and you're going to definitively say he looked better. I think that's
disingenuous. Why do you keep interrupting me? You know what's really crazy? Saying that.
I give you guys takes, and I don't interrupt you guys. I defend you guys to go. I'm trying to talk, and every time you just going to scream over me, and you're not saying nothing. Because at the end of the day, we could compare the last 4 years. Because if we compare the rookie years, then we go in totality. If you go to the past 4 seasons, Lamar's about to have 2 MVPs. If you look even this year alone, can anybody tell me or disagree with me? I'm asking the panel. Lamar Jackson this season has looked better than any quarterback in the league when facing a quality opponent, a playoff caliber team. If you go to the season,
all right, bro, whatever, bro. All right. I got the jersey.
So he's about to say defense. He's about to say
the defense. J-Rob, you're being disingenuous, dog. You're being the best talent because you have the best team.
So what happened? What did Lamar do? What did Lamar do? What did Lamar do against the defense that y'all are telling me is one of the best defense in that 49ers defense when they played them in San Francisco?
Did that defense not get him short fields? Did that defense not dominate the 49ers? You know it make it way easier.
All right,
Same
so
way the
now
49ers
if you're
Eagles
gonna
alive,
if you're gonna
the
do
Cowboys
this,
alive.
and this is again, Bama. This is literally he's
help,
talking about.
you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? This
He
is
did
not
have a
being
great game.
this is not only him being disingenuous. He's actually moving the goalposts. This is moving the goalposts because when Brock Purdy went out there and cooked the Cowboys earlier in the year, when that defense was looked at as a big deal, an elite defense that we figured out right now ain't shit. That defense ain't shit. This guy right here was the first one calling himself early Brock Purdy, going crazy, whoop-de-woo. I'm just giving an argument about why somebody can legitimately say
pick in the
when
draft,
somebody
the expectations are
it's
different,
crazy.
Rob.
It's crazy how somebody just keep interrupting me. But you know what? When you making sushi and they gotta watch you make sushi, sometimes they want to they want to take their chopsticks and eat a piece. They want to eat a piece. He want to dip a crab roll in some soy sauce. I get it. I'm cooking you crazy right now. I get it. All I'm trying to say,
that's why I pushed back. I pushed back.
The question was just, the question was who is comparable. And I will say this, and I will admit, early, Lamar has the most pressure of any quarterback in the playoffs right now. It's all on him, God. It's all on him. I already know. But I am going to stamp him right now from what I've seen because he's winning another MVP. And if we go to the last 4 seasons of both of them guys, all I was trying to make to you early, you could think Josh Allen has the better career. But you think you're trying to say that it's crazy to think the other way. And I feel like 2 MVPs in 4 years with 2 injuries in the mix. And let's be honest, them Ravens was winning even before he got hurt because of what Lamar was bringing to that team. And he still has been that guy. So all I'm saying is, if somebody thinks the careers are comparable because of the 2 MVPs, listen, there's only 2-3 players in the league right now who will be playing next year with MVP trophies. Lamar, Mahomes, and Rodgers. So if you're in that category with 2, I have to push back. Now,
and respect to that, all I'm saying is that
me,
Lamar, other than that MVP season, this season was the year that he finally bounced all the way back. For the last 2 seasons, he's played only 12.
But he got hurt though.
Exactly. But and again, with this defense too,
Josh Allen ain't never get hurt.
That got to be accountable. That got to be accountable. With this defense, dog, it make it a lot easier. Now, if he was pulling a Patrick Mahomes with he got to win, dog, I got to be great or we gonna lose. That's understandable. But Lamar has had a great season. Don't get me wrong. Everybody know he's had a great season. But boy, that defense has been on fire.
Yeah,
but it makes it a lot easier.
But hold on. Coming from you it's even more disingenuous because you praised Brock Purdy, who has the exact same thing. And I'd argue his offensive weapons are even better. They went and got stop. Come on. If you got I think any of us up here would take C-Mac, Ayuk, and the way you talk about Ayuk, stop it.
I said it better. I said that
Debo and Kittle over. Yeah, so let's be.
Don't forget Debo.
If Lamar plays for that,
don't forget Debo.
They're undefeated.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying to you is why I'm saying you're specifically being disingenuous because all the things that Lamar has, I watched you for an entire football season praise another player for having, and not only that, we've seen this guy, we've seen the Lamar guy start the year with 7 starters missing and willing his team to victories. I saw your guy without his guys missing, and they lost 3 games straight. So regardless of how comparable them defenses are, them quarterbacks still have to be game changers. And Lamar Jackson, regardless of how great his defense has been, he has been one of the biggest game changers in the league. Now we got to get to our next point. We got to get to our next point.
Pass me a plate of what you just cooked, baby.
No, it's not that. It was easy leverage.
Rocky Marciano. Y'all always
Rocky Marciano. That's crazy. All right, so we got to get into this next point. Next question. This is specifically from Riddell. He was at Riddell. It's about you didn't really give me the question. You just kind of said the questions about the Rams and Puka Nacua. I didn't really know what you mean by that. I'm not an interpreter, so I will let you to ask the question. What is the question that you have for us in the team?
Yeah, I mean, even though the Rams lost, I think the game, one thing was very apparent is that obviously Matthew Stafford and who he is, but I want to focus. The Stafford conversation could be done for a different day. Who do we really think Puka is? This is one of the greatest playoff games we've ever seen. This is probably the greatest rookie singular game in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And Puka obviously was getting praise and everything. He had a really great season this year, broke all the rookie records. But I do think there was some hesitancy. And I'm going to let y'all go, and then I'm going to give my takes about it. I do think there was some hesitancy when it came to Puka. Like, okay, yeah, it's cool. It's the Rams. It's Stafford. They made –
I'll just be short. I'll be short. I just don't know if this is just a Cooper 2.0 thing and the Sean McVay darling. Because, again, there's a lot of guys in the league that I also feel like on the Rams, especially the way they do that question. I'm not questioning Puka. This is not me questioning Puka. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to rank him. I don't know where I would rank him amongst the elite of the elite yet. I just don't know. And right now, I'm just going to say I'm still evaluating, but he is top 15 easy. Easy top 15, top 12, minimum. Top 10, maybe. Because I did say Jamar Chase and Jettas was top 10 coming out, and I don't want to be disingenuous to Puka. So, I'm there. I'm damn near there though. I'm damn near top 10 with him. I'm probably at the 12 to 10 range with Puka already. So I'm not really. This is not a question because I'm not really questioning him because I'm stamping his talent actually. In the chat, I'm stamping his talent. I'm just saying amongst the Chases, Jettas, AJ Browns, CeeDee Lambs, like where does he fit in that mix? That's when we gotta have Devontae Adams. That's when it's like I don't know where he is to the proximity to those guys yet.
So me personally, I'm never going. I always say once you're a rookie, you come up there bugging like this. I ain't gonna lie, you got my stamp unless you just have it. Maybe if you got my stamp. So I say I still stand on that. I think Tank is still better now. So I'm just saying, like, that's not crazy, but Tank got hurt. So I'm not even about to argue that with you today. But
man, do a poll, J-Rob. Do a poll.
Nah, but I will say this though. I feel like we can't do we can't do Tank because Tank was really on pace to really.
Tank was really wow, bro. Tank had like 9 TDs before he. Bro,
yeah, so I don't want to violate because Tank was on.
Yeah, I'm not about to do the whole Tank Puka argument. But I think
but Puka definitely stamped.
I think Puka for sure is a top 20 lock. If you want to say he's top 15, top 10, if you want to use the production argument, all that stuff, I'm not really gonna argue it because Puka had a phenomenal year. It's one of the best rookie seasons ever. But I say, so we're there. Like, is the question about like the future of the Rams type shit?
Well, it was more so focusing on who Puka is right now. Well, you can go into the future of the Rams as well.
I say Puka's arrived, and me personally, quick question, or anybody know how old is Cooper Kupp?
Is he like late 20s now?
He's like 20. Is he like 29, 30?
He's like 31.
Because I will say,
he's 30. He's 30.
He's cooked. He's 30. Of course, the injury. I will say, like the injuries do be hurting Kupp, but if Kupp finds out to stay healthy next year, that's one of the best duos in the league. Because I think Cooper Kupp is still there. The injury just been lingering on for him, and I think you may go draft another receiver in this class because again, this draft class is so crazy. And then you got Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams is a dog. Huh? I'm not.
Marcus Robinson.
I'm sorry. Bro, this wide receiver class is crazy. Tutu my ass. Sorry for that kid. But
Tutu ain't even better than Robinson on that team. I'm be honest.
Hold on.
He ain't better than Robinson.
But like on his side though, this Rams team, they can
I like
be back.
Puka though. He's tough, man.
This Rams team can be back like how we was talking about them in 2021. Like of course, Matthew Stafford's old, but Matthew Stafford's still balling. That's still a top 10 quarterback.
Trent, I will say this too. I don't mean to cut you off, but you know what else we have to give Puka edge about? He's a yak demon. He's a yak demon. Yeah, he's a yak demon. He is.
Now, I will say the biggest concern for me, it's not even the offense. I think that offense is stamped. Like you drafted Kyron Williams in the 5th round. You got guys. That defensive side of the ball. I will say Aaron Donald, Kobe Young, y'all stand. Kobe Young is a dog. They're nice. We all know who AD is, but like besides that secondary, like we don't really know.
Yeah, they got to draft up.
Yeah, they
got
got
Trent, you know Mitch was hurt, Trent. You know Mitch was hurt.
But you know, Trent, this was going to happen, though. They went all in for that Super Bowl. This was going to happen.
Facts, because they went all in. But, like, the identity on defense has to – we got to see that. Because
I agree.
You traded Jalen. I say Kobe Young. I'm going to say Kobe Turner. My fault. But, yeah, it's got to be a defensive draft for the Rams. Because this Rams team can really be nice as hell. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Lonnie, you
muted. You on mute, Lonnie.
I like Puka. He also helped me win that by any means fantasy league. My trophy, J-Rob. No, but their offense is set because they also got Williams, like another good 5th round pick, and I would prefer him longer term than Tank Dell. Not saying that he's better than Tank Dell or either or, but 6'2", 200, Yak Demon, great hands. And I feel like actually his numbers would have been better if Cooper, because remember when Cooper Kupp came back, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Stafford just started trying to force feed Coop the ball as soon as he got back, which means like there were times was like the first half or 3 quarters, Puka didn't even get a target because he's just so focused on his safety blanket Cooper Kupp. So yeah, I feel like next year he'll even be better once it's more balanced. And yeah, the defense needs improvement on the Rams, but like also Byron Young got 8 sacks this year. Their DT also got like I think 8 sacks. So and then Kobe and Aaron Donald. So like they got some nice young core pieces on the defense. I feel like they need another corner and help in the secondary. But no, I feel like Puka can't. I have him like I don't maybe top 12 right now. Could he be higher by the end of next year? Yeah, definitely, because he's still young. Good Hawaiian brother. And yeah, no, right now I think he's top 12. He could end up being top 10 or maybe even higher. We'll see. But I definitely feel like the next 5 years I might take him over Tank Dell.
No, I like Puka. Go ahead, Random.
I will say I think this year is maybe one of McVay's best coaching jobs. Clearly still playing for winning that Super Bowl. And I know when you said F them picks, man, but boy, you need them picks. So I think Puka, I love Puka, and I've said it and I'll say it again. I think Puka is the best receiver on that team because Cooper Kupp is not reliable. You cannot trust him to stay healthy. And Puka is a complete receiver. He's the kind of receiver that I tried to be when I played, where I could go in and block, I could catch the ball. And I'm sorry, that catch he had against Baltimore in the rain, diving, no gloves, that's the best catch of the season. All he had was some tape on his hands, and he caught. I'm like, Cooper's just great. Obviously, you got to work on the drops because he was really high up in the league in drops. But he's just great, and he's one of those. I think once Matthew started like, look, Kupp's in out of the lineup, I'm gonna feed him, and it felt like every time. Even go look at that Rams game, man, in coverage and whatever, he's just catching the ball and making plays. So I think Cooper Kupp's the best. Not Cooper Kupp. Puka's the best receiver on that team. They obviously got to fix that defense, but also drink more water. Said it in the comments. They also need some linemen too. But they're right there. They gave the Ravens everything they wanted when they played in Baltimore. They still gave the 49ers fits. This is a very good team. You fix that defense, and all of a sudden we could be talking about the Rams possibly being a Super Bowl contender again, solidified. God, just find a way to keep Stafford upright, because I swear to God, man, if he's healthy, you've seen what he can do, and in a weird way, save him from himself. Because how many more years do you think Stafford got playing at this level before the injuries really get to him? Maybe a couple. And you're trying to maximize that because he's still great, still one of the best quarterbacks. Let's maximize that. You got a running game. If Cooper Kupp stays healthy, you got a great receiving core. Hopefully Higbee can come back healthy from his ACL tear, but that looked nasty. He might be out for a while. And they just got to be defensive draft and get some linemen. I think they're right there, especially with how weak the NFC is, quarterback-wise or offensive-wise.
I like it. Early than Jalen.
I always said it from the jump. I think Puka reminds me of TJ. Who's your mama? I think they're very similar players. But this is why I find a lot of you guys to be disingenuous. Because to be honest with you, I think Puka is the same person CeeDee Lamb is. They're the same type of receiver.
Look, now we're talking crazy. See, now we're talking crazy.
The same type
Early go right to the bottom.
I think what CeeDee Lamb is for the Cowboys, Puka could be for the Rams for the next 5 to 8 years.
Yep. That don't make them the same receiver.
Same
Big
thing
man
to me.
receiver.
Oh
No, no.
my
Jack
God.
Demons, 6'2", hands are good, but they have some moments.
Went there 40 times, like two different
think routes are the
levels,
same?
two different levels.
You think the route run is the same?
I think for Puka to be a rookie, I think the route run is I think it's very similar.
I'm gonna be honest, Trent.
Oh my
I hate to say, I kind of hate to say it just because it's gonna sound like I'm being disrespectful, but I kind of feel early on this. Puka got some shit, bro. He got some
them
shit.
routes is
I
bro,
low key
he's not
feel you
CD
too
Lamb.
early.
He's
I'm
not
not gonna
CD
lie.
Lamb.
But nah, but the route.
I'm not saying he's CD Lamb, but I could definitely see him because of what he is after the catch, and as long as his route running continues to improve, I see the comparison. I
just don't know. I said it could be.
And they're gonna put him in a slot outside, just like CD.
Just like CD.
Go ahead.
They can use
My
him
bad. I
the
ain't mean to
same
cut it
way.
off.
And I think he'll be
Yeah,
a more of a red zone threat once they get Cooper Kupp out of there. Trust me, Cooper Kupp will play for another team in the next 2 years. I think they're going to turn CD. I think they're going to turn Puka to what CD is. He's going to get 180 targets. He got 170 this year.
Oh, that's fine.
He's going to get 180 targets. He destined for 110 and more catches every season. He's destined for 13 plus every season, 8 to 9 touchdowns. And he'll have 10, 11 touchdown seasons. I think they're the same player, dog. And I think with Puka, physical stature too, they're very similar. Both 4-5 guys who can do outside, inside, but are great in finding the hole in the zone. So I think they're the same players, man. Honestly, man, and that's why because you love CD,
Wait, hold on, Trent.
but you won't get Puka to love. Mr. Take that to him.
But he's not CD though.
To me, I mean, obviously Puka's been great. We saw the production, what he has. I think with Cooper Kupp at this point for the Rams, I wouldn't be mad if you wanted to trade him or cut him and then use that money that you had allocated for Kupp, get you a number one corner, and draft a wide receiver. Trent mentioned this draft is super big on wide receivers, so they could get a quality wide receivers. And with the track record of Matthew Stafford of just getting wide, look, again, Puka, great. He was a 5th-round draft pick. He wasn't I didn't hear a lot of Puka noise coming out of college. I didn't hear a lot of hype on him. And Matthew Stafford, I think, really kind of helped him. Obviously, Puka did his thing, but Matthew Stafford, again, with his track record, he elevated him. I think he can elevate another wide receiver. So if the Rams team just get some kind of, if you can find another steal or just get a good, if they draft a wide receiver first round, Matthew Stafford's going to make him great. Matthew Stafford can make, I think, almost any first round wide
The
receiver.
Rams do have an out with Cooper Kupp's contract this year.
So, but Jalen, you think Matthew Stafford made Puka this year?
Look, I don't want to say he made. I think he definitely helped him elevate.
You said it in the text, though.
Yeah. But again, I want to see. Again, it'd be easier.
Yeah, but you said he made Calvin Johnson too, which was crazy.
Hold on.
Great quarterback to elevate receivers.
Exactly. Great quarterback.
No, but you said he made Puka though.
How did
That's crazy?
Hold on. Do I think there's another quarterback who could have elevated him to the numbers he had this season? Maybe not. Obviously, if you put him Mahomes, maybe. But look, I'm just saying, Matthew Stafford has a track record. Hold on, I'm just saying Matthew Stafford has a track record of doing it now with multiple wide receivers.
He has a track record of playing with
dogs.
Calvin Johnson would have been great anywhere. Come on.
It's a give or take.
Let him go, y'all. Let him go.
I'm just saying, I wasn't hearing this dog yak talk in the draft about Puka, and then he gets to the league, played with Stafford, and now he's so I'm just saying it can go both ways. A little bit of both. I'm not
ain't got nothing to do with the receiver though.
You even know what
I have a quarterback. That is what I do when I get the ball.
Let me finish. Let your boy finish, okay?
Let your boy finish.
Another thing I want to say is the one thing that I will wait kind of with Puka for putting him in the conference with Jettis, Tyreek Hill, all those boys, Devontae Adams, all those boys is now coming to next season, defense are going to have film on him. They're going to get their best guys on him throughout the season. This season coming in, first 2 games, they were, he was there, was putting up numbers, doing his thing, but defense was really keying in on him like that. All of next season, he's their number one guy. Defense will know it's him. So he's going to get that treatment. So guys like CeeDee Lamb, we've seen how he reacts to that. He can beat the other team's number one guys and schemes targeted towards him.
Not every time.
Not every time. I want to see Puka next season when teams are scheming to stop him and have their number one guys on him. If he can do that again. That's the thing. That's right. Hold on. All I'm saying is before putting him in the conversation with the top 5 guys, essentially, let me see what he does in the second season.
That's fine.
What defenses are more keyed on him.
He doesn't need to be top 5 his rookie year. That's fine.
That's fine.
I just want to say before anointing.
But he was top 3 in yards this year.
100%. That's great. I just want to see what he does. The defense is keyed on him. That's all. I just want to see what he does when defense is keyed on him.
What college did you play for, Jalen?
Damn, you on mute.
Because you said they weren't talking about his yak
Hey.
in the draft. What college did he play for?
I didn't even hear about Puka in the draft. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know about Puka in the draft. Like I didn't. I didn't know about Puka coming. I didn't see no ESPN articles, nothing talking about Puka. If y'all act like y'all knew Puka was this, you're lying. Puka was not in anyone's radar to do this. That's just a fact.
Every player that come out of BYU don't even get talked about like that because Fred Warner didn't even get talked about like that coming out of college.
True.
Fair.
Like,
I do.
BYU they just don't talk about their players. Also, this too. Drink more water brought up a good point. Two things can be true. Stafford can be a good quarterback and he could just play with good receivers. Because would you say Stafford elevated Megatron? You would be a fucking liar to sit there and say
Megatron would got off with anybody.
Like
and you're lucky he played with somebody like Drew Brees.
Also, this too. I said this yesterday. Sean McVay elevates those receivers in general because he does not just let them have to rely on just beating someone.
Get open.
Athleticism. He just don't put them in disingenuous situations like that. So Puka, being a good receiver, also is getting schemed up. So it's two things hitting you back to back. Like on top of him being a phenomenal athlete, he's getting put in favorable schemes. So that can continue. If he was on another team, that possibly won't be it because as you can see with the Eagles, some other teams, they just hey, bro, you just go out there and be a better athlete and you're not always going to succeed in situations like that. Then it boils down to who can get you the ball.
And why can't Puka be Cooper Kupp once Cooper Kupp leaves? Why can't he? Why can't he give you 10 plus touchdowns a year?
Exactly.
But the thing is, though, I feel like he was getting used like Cooper Kupp. If you look, if you watch the Rams,
Cooper was there. Them 6 touchdowns are easy.
But just think about this, though.
He can get better.
Year one, he already looked like what Cooper Kupp was doing. It's that Cooper Kupp got the Triple Crown. So he was already doing what Cooper Kupp was doing. They both play in the slot a lot. They do move around a lot. So he's already doing what Cooper Kupp is doing. So maybe that's why I feel like sometimes, bro, I think a receiver can do this I think Puka Nacua could have done this anyway. That's why when we
he's
talk
one
about
of them.
That's why I think he's one of them. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you just come in the league, but I don't think you just come in the league, bust out 1,600 yards, and I'm going to say it's a Matthew Stafford or a Rams.
It's you know what it is too, Trent. It's really like the system was going to benefit him. He just has to grab his opportunity. Some players, when you get your opportunity to get your targets to get open, some guys really just don't seize those moments. Like let's be honest. Let's be honest. I think y'all will all agree with this. All those wide receivers in that Chiefs wide receiver room all have the opportunity to be 1,000-yard receivers because they have the quarterback that can get them the football. The problem with those wide receivers is they're just not. They're Jags. Now they're actually some of them are not even Jags though. Some of them are just not good players. So
another thing we need about is a lot of guys.
Puka's just a dog. Like he's a dog.
Corner.
Yeah,
a lot of guys depend on their speed and athleticism. Them 4'6", 4'5", them Jerry Rice guys, they work the hardest.
Yeah,
because I can't.
They got a lot to
burn
prove.
you. I gotta have great hands. I gotta know how to find the zones, and I gotta find the defense in the zones to get my catches. Yeah. I gotta have great route running. I gotta have great separation. I gotta have great release on the line because I don't have the speed to carry everything. Right. Them Reggie Wayne, Jerry Rice guys that run 4.7s, 4.6s, them guys work they the hardest to cover because they didn't master everything else.
Because they know they gotta be good because they're not gonna win with elite athleticism. But hold on, Riddell, we gotta get to it because we got the 143 mark. We got 2 more super chats. So Bam, you want to read those off, and then we got to get to divisional predictions because we only got about 15 minutes left.
Terry with 2 dads. So can I ask you this, Terry, before I read your shit? Did your real daddy lose to your stepdad in the slap box fight, and that's how they became 2 dads? But you donated the $5. Appreciate you, brother. Both of your fathers. Sir. Last time I watched running back from Penn State, that is a crazy. That is a crazy super chat. That's crazy.
Facts.
I'm not even finna read the last of that. Shouts out to Saquon Barkley, bro.
Shout out Squad.
Dog.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know what blood on right here. You just donated $5 because I'm not even finna.
The Kyle Lowry of football. Come on,
wild boy, man. You a wild boy, bro. Like the last thing. Really that's crazy.
Send Saquon to Baltimore.
Yeah.
No, keep him.
I wouldn't say send Saquon to Baltimore. I'll probably say send him somewhere
I ain't gonna lie, he go to Baltimore.
No, if you go to Baltimore, it's chips.
If you go to
gang.
Baltimore, it is
Bro.
crazy, but they just got cooked though, right?
All I'm gonna say is if he go to Baltimore,
that one looks cooked. Yeah, that one looks terrible. That one looks terrible.
No, chill. It's not. No.
I ain't gonna get too much. Y'all crazy. All right, drink more water.
It's my team, y'all. It's my team.
Drink more water with the $10. Roster building question on offense: would you rather have a great O-line or a great receiver core? And on defense, would you rather have a good linebacking core or a great safety duo? I'm taking OL and safeties.
I'm taking
drink more water.
I'm gonna take. I would probably go OL. I'll probably go offensive lineman
and linebackers.
And linebackers got to.
Okay, go linebacker.
I think
the reason why go linebackers because of that we could stop the run and I could maybe add a nickel.
But honestly, the reason why I would go linebackers because linebackers is the most underdeveloped position in football. So if I look up and get some guys like Fred Warners or Greenlaws or guys like a Patrick Willis and Navarro, if I could just look up and get those guys, especially at a underdeveloped position. I'm winning because what are the likelihoods of finding good linebackers? That gets exploited. Christian McCaffrey is one of the greatest running backs. Why? Because he abuses linebackers. They just shit.
Okay, so let me ask you something, Bama. Would you rather have a Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu or Ray Lewis and Luke Kuechly?
Oh,
Ray Lewis and Luke Kuechly. Because
so you just killed it.
The reason why, because if you think about it in the realms of safeties, you could name off a lot of great DBs. Like, no disrespect to Ed Reed. I'm not saying he's not the greatest DB to possibly play, but you can name off a lot of good safeties that I can still have. I could still have a John Lynch. I could still have Atwater. There's so many great safeties. Brian Dawkins.
No cap. John Lynch
you said half a lit.
John Lynch in this era. Trent. John Lynch is a linebacker in this era.
Relax.
There's more good safeties than there are linebackers.
Relax. It's just other good safeties.
Yeah,
besides a Luke Kuechly and a Ray Lewis. After you go from that, you probably got to say Brian Urlacher, Pat Willis, and start. Like, you got to start thinking after that. You really got to start.
You're trying to average it out.
You're saying you would rather have the top linebackers over the top
the same thing. Right, same thing you're saying for the safeties applies for linebackers. Because say if you don't have Ed Reed and what's the name, you still got like Derek Brooks, London Fletcher. They're still dogs.
But look how you got to think. You could name great DBs off the top of your head.
Earl Lewis and Luke Kuechly the same team in their prime.
Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor.
Like me personally, I'm not going to hold you. Like with the question that Drink More Water said, me personally, I'm going with the great wide receiver core. Because I would take a solid old line.
You tripping.
Wide receiver. The reason why I say that though, you are
old line, man. How you gonna say that?
I'm not old lineman. You watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Shout out tight ends.
You're an extension of the O line, buddy.
You are an extension of, but you is an O lineman though. Still,
yeah.
You better block. Hey, yo, Trey, if you don't block, I'm going there and smacking the shit out of you.
But what good is a receiver if you can't get the ball?
If I have a solid O line with a great quarterback and wide receivers, I know I can get open with a good scheme. The O line will look even better.
But we saw that
the O line's good. You saw that Brady. You can make receivers
that Bengals run.
I think the offensive line
and that amazing wide receiver core and how would it like that was that situation. Yeah, it all depends on the quarterback at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah,
the receiver.
But with a good O line, who can't cook with a good O line?
Bro, the offensive line next to the quarterback is the most important. It's the most important part of football.
If your receivers can't be guarded, and that means
receivers can't be guarded. The offensive
line no corner cover nobody for 7 seconds.
But here's the thing,
ain't no corner cover for 7 seconds.
Here's the thing, though. If I know,
if I'm back there,
say I got Jamar Jettis and Smitty on the inside. I'm on the slot. I know they can't be guarded. If I have a solid O line and a good ass quarterback, I don't need to worry about my O line.
Watch this, John. Watch this.
If you have a battle,
watch this. Wes Welker,
wide receivers are
Randy Moss. The Giants still ate their lunch. Lunch.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. I feel you.
So I'm telling you, you can have some of the best receivers playing for you. But if your line don't get it done versus the best, ain't nothing to talk about.
So what?
All right, wait, hold on, fellas. You gotta
move
on. Hurry up, make that point because we gotta move on to the division. We got 12 minutes.
The Bengals online has never been top of the league. They're solid, but they have a crazy receiving core, and they got
Joe Burrow be getting 8 alive.
But do they not still eat?
Bro, the O-line makes good running backs, great running backs, and the O-line can make average wide receivers.
All right, enough, guys. All right, let's move on. This divisional weekend. Now we only got about 11 minutes, so please, fellas, be mindful of your castmates. We just need the predictions, your thoughts, quick thoughts, nothing too long, not really too many arguments. You can make your faces. We'll tap in with this conversation next Monday, as obviously. But let's start it off, fellas. Let's start it off. So, the Ravens and the Texans, the two youngest ballers right now who've been kicking the game, Lamar versus CJ, definitely star-studded. Starting with Trent, working around to random, and then for the next one, we'll go random back up. Prediction and thoughts on the game. Quick thoughts on the game.
I want to root for Houston. I'm going to go Ravens 28-14.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Ravens 28-17.
Bama.
Lamar got to blow these boys out, bro. He got to. I'm probably looking for a 28-17 game or 31-17, somewhere up in there. But he gonna have to blow these boys out. He got to.
Yep. Go ahead, Early. Yes, Sirski. I get it. Jalen.
Give me the Ravens 31-20. I hope Lamar wins because if he loses, it's just gonna be bad for Lamar. It'll be terrible.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Riddell. Go ahead, Riddell.
I think this can be a sneaky close game. I do think Lamar needs to lock in, to be honest. I'm going to go 28-21. And if that Texans defense plays as well as they've been playing, it can be scary for the Ravens.
Random.
If it's that close, I'm worried.
You're muted, Random.
Random.
My bad.
You're muted.
My bad. Ravens 31-17. They pull away late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the Ravens too. I think it'll be like maybe a 3 to 7 point game. Most of it, I think in the fourth quarter, the Ravens push it up 2 touchdowns, 10, 11, 12 points. Call it a game.
It better not be close.
Random. Nah, I think it's okay if it be close. This team is good,
man.
They won.
Really
this is the team that won. You got to remember, this is the
They
Texas team that won the division.
Next week.
No, I get it. That's okay. That's okay. But
Lamar
what I'm saying to you, what I'm trying to tell you is that the Texans are also a good football team.
They're hungry. They're hungry.
They are also. They're not. The Ravens are not playing a lesser opponent. This is still a team that won their division, won a few big games this year, has played well. So that's all I'm saying. Lamar has to win, but I don't think they're playing a bad team. Random. We'll start off with this. Let's set the tone. First NFC matchup, the Packers and Frisco. Do you have the San Francisco 49ers or the Packers?
The 49ers win, but the Packers jump on them, and then they're like, all right, let's stop. 49ers win I'm probably thinking 24, 21, something like that. It's not going to be really that high scoring of a game, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. I'm expecting the Niners to dominate. I'm expecting that offense to tear up that defense and put a lot of pressure on Jordan Love with that defensive line. I'm just expecting like a 28-14 game. They should be winning comfortably, to be honest.
Jalen?
You know what? It's been the year of upsets. We're going to take that upset, man. Give me 17-14 Packers. Jordan Love's going to hold them down. I think we're a defensive grinded out game. Brock Purdy, a couple interceptions. I think I could hurt him too. Give me the Packers, 17-14 grinded out game.
Early?
I really hate you, Jalen. Like I really hate you.
I love you though, buddy.
I know you do. Here's the thing. I got a dilemma. So I need the 49ers to whip up on the Packers, but in the same breath, I need Jordan Love to have a good game. So 49ers to win, Jordan Love still have a good game though.
Bama.
This is what I'll say about this game. The Niners should win this just based off of them being a younger team, and they always been the Dallas Cowboys, always there but not getting over the hump. It's time to get over the hump. But again, if Jordan Love goes in and beat the Niners,
he better than Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Dang.
He top 5. Is he top 5?
What that far?
Is he top 5?
He top. Whatever. If Aaron Rodgers is still top 5, you have to sub him out.
That's wild.
And insert Jordan Love.
Even if the defensive game,
Jordan Love over Joe Burrow.
Listen
even if the
here,
defensive
Aaron
game,
Rodgers. If he go in unvaxxed and all, and beat them Niners, bro.
Yo, y'all are hilarious.
I'm done. He's better. It ain't nothing Trent can say. It ain't no stat. It ain't no all 22, 42, 32, 11 personnel, 21 personnel. Y'all can show me. Jordan Love is better.
All right. Let's get it. Who's next? Let's go, Lonnie.
30-21. Oh, and before because I forgot like the last 3 times. Prayers out to the Golden State Warriors and that assistant coach's family.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Facts.
That's tough.
You go, Trent.
49ers 38, Packers 20. I think this should be a belt to ash. Like I'm not.
Well, I'm gonna let you know right now.
You going else?
I'm picking a belt to ass, but the opposite ass. The ass you thought you was gonna see. I'm taking Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers to win that football game 24-10. 24-10. And let me finish. Let me tell you why. I do not hate. This actually has nothing to do. This actually has nothing to do with Brock Purdy. You boys watch football, and there's one thing that I've never mentioned, which I'm actually surprised about, is you didn't mention the injuries that the 49ers are facing in key areas. Obviously, Cleveland Farrell is out with the knee. Greenlaw with Achilles injury. Logan Ryan with a groin. Jason Verrett, we already know what happened here. We talked about him. Now, Trent Williams is resting. He's resting, but it's because he experienced an injury. And Arik Armstead is nursing a foot and knee. So all I'm going to say is the Packers have the ability to score points on this defense. And I also want you to know on the opposite end, as good as those weapons are, I do like Jair Alexander's matchup with Brandon Ayuk. I think that's going to play a factor in it because they're going to play Brandon Ayuk in man coverage on Jair. And let's not act like Jair hasn't locked up a lot of notable receivers.
Yeah,
and then
top 3.
Definitely top 3 easily. When I look at the offensive line, I hope y'all know they got about 3 backups in there right now because they're missing guys in the offensive line. So with that, I just give the Packers a great shot. Terrible. And I want you to know I'm not mad at that, but I'm going to say right now, I'm going to take the Packers with the upset in Frisco. And I think, honestly, until Aaron Rodgers brings a championship to New York, Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers. Let's get it. All right. Next matchup. We're going to stay in the NFC because this is not as big as the other matchup. Detroit or the Buccaneers. Go ahead, Trent.
I got Detroit 24, Bucs 20.
I like it. Lonnie.
Which one was it? Sorry, I was reading.
Buccaneers Lions. You Gucci.
Buccaneers Lions.
Yep.
24-21.
Bama.
I wish I had a pair of buffs, man. I'm going with them boys from Detroit, man. And if my fruition, if my predictions come true, I gotta go back to what somebody said. NFC North might be the best division in the football because with the emergence of this, not to go on too far, but if the Packers and the Lions make the NFC Championship, and that's an NFC North NFC Championship, you can't refute that for us rolling into the next year. And with the emergence of what we've seen from Justin Fields, if he could replicate that following into the next year with just Jettis and Jordan Addison over there on offense, all they need is listen, that's gonna be crazy.
Trent, you talk to him. Ain't no way.
That's gonna be crazy.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Early quick predictions. I gotta
put my buffs on. That's all I'm saying.
Come on, guys. We got 1 minute. Let's go.
I'm the Bakers, man. 27. Stop playing.
Nah, that's my favorite thing for Baker now. He's the Bakers, man. Go ahead, Jalen.
Yeah, give me the Buccaneers here, 26-12. I think they really kind of get pressure to Jared Goff, and he struggles this game.
I like the Buccaneers, love. Come on, Riddell.
Hey, yeah, it's the Buccaneers are a good matchup against the Lions. With that said, I'm expecting the Lions to win, so I'm going to go 28-24 Lions.
Okay. And last but not least, random.
Y'all already know I'm not gonna sing like early, but the Bucs will walk into Detroit and walk out with the victory. Whoever starts the fastest will win, but I just don't think when you look at the matchup, the Bucs match up really well against the Lions, and I think they can take away everything the Lions do well. Bucs win probably 27-17, something like that. First straight night for the Lions.
Okay. I like it. All right, and the last game, fellas. Let's talk about it. Chiefs and Bills, game of the night. Random, start us off.
Buffalo. You have to do it. I'm talking. I think the Buffalo Bills will win a nasty game. It's 17-10. A Josh Allen carry job because nobody else can do anything that day. I'm talking like he's trying to run over linebackers or something like that. It's going to be 17-10, ugly game, and the Buffalo Bills finally get over the hump against Mahomes.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an ugly game as well, but I don't think it stays underneath 20 points. But I do expect that man, Patrick Mahomes, to do his thing. 24-21, Chiefs beat the Bills.
Jalen.
Yeah, cold weather game, 2017. I'm not going against, like you call him MJ Mahomes because he's not as good as LeBron James, so I can't call him LeBron Mahomes. So he's MJ Mahomes because he's like second GOAT. So
Yeah,
give me.
How did LeBron get inserted into this, bro?
I'm just saying LeBron more of a GOAT, but no, give me Mahomes and the Chiefs here.
Put the soup away.
That's all he know, man.
Come on. Go ahead. I like it, Jalen. I like it, Jalen. They cleave you alone. I like it.
You
gotta hate greatness.
Yeah, I hate great. Hey, listen,
talk about it. Go, James.
This is football.
Talk about it. Listen to go to everywhere, baby.
We ain't glazing LeBron James over here, bro. We ain't glazing LeBron James.
Early, go ahead.
Time crunch. Hurry up.
You want a time crunch? Come on, we're already over time. It's day 2.
I like Lonnie's 31-17 the Bills. I expect him to send Travis Kelce packing like his brother, retirement. Take it, you and Taylor Swift go on about your business, and I will be pushing a very nasty Patrick Mahomes ain't who we thought he was, and he'll never be Tom Brady agenda next season. Very nasty. It will be a very nasty agenda I'm pushing.
Come on,
Bama.
Going Chiefs 35-31 or 38-35. It's going to be a shootout. Regardless of the weather, it's going to be a shootout.
I like it.
Yeah.
Right.
Chiefs.
I like it.
I'm sticking with my Bills 30-17. Those receivers are going to cause the Chiefs receivers are going to cause some turnovers, give the Bills some short fields, and yeah, it's going to be bad.
Okay.
Go
ahead, Trent.
31-21 Bills.
And for Jay Reezy, I'm going with MJ, man. I really can't believe y'all boys. This is what I say, man. Y'all let these strong arm, tall 6'4", 5 guys, man, they steal y'all heart and disappoint y'all every year. I'm going with what I know. I'm going with the winners. I'm going with MJ Mahomes because he's been showing me time and time again what it is. So with that being said, give me Lamar. Give me Pat Mahomes and them Chiefs 31-17 at the crib. And they crib. And with that being said, fellas, great show as always. Make sure y'all like the video on the way out. Please share this video. Keep stepping on next. And tomorrow, first episode of Open Field. Me and Bama will be there. The other cast will be there. And that link is going into the chat. So if you got something you want to get off, if you want to join the Open Field rankings, because Open Field is also getting a ranking system. If you want to try to get on that Open Fields ranking system, do what you got to do. Battle one of these guys up here and see if you can take their spot. And with that being said, fellas, see y'all later. Y'all have a good weekend and stay safe. Yes, sirski.